What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
various marked hands that we played this week, starting with Larry.
Yeah. Hello, Twitch. We're in the Twitcherverse. All right, so I've got 6 hands. I don't know if they're gonna take that long, but I had a lot more hands against this guy, but I chose 6 of the juiciest. So here's a little bit of the narrative. I played last night. I went to a club, so they're all clubs here. I went to a club way down south in Austin. I don't usually go to. It's kind of sketchy. The main thing they're known for is that there were armed robberies twice there last year. So now they have 2 armed guards that sit outside and look at you funny when you walk in. And so, but I need to mix it up. I need to go to a different club. So I went there last night. This was about 1 a.m., 2 hours into my session. Yeah, it's about 3. I got there at 10. I'm beginning to get tired, beginning to think about leaving. And then this guy sits down, who right now I'm in small blind, right now is in UTG +1. This guy was I mean, I don't have a lot of experience hanging out with people on crystal meth, but this looked very much like crystal meth to me. Super thin. He was like making these very interesting repetitive movements.
Okay.
And just tapping constantly. If he wasn't tapping his leg, he was tapping his foot. And he was hitting a vape pipe, and it
He
had
was
a
hitting a
very
vape
unique
pipe at the table.
Yeah, and not
That's
like
allowed?
it wasn't like a crack pipe, it was like a vape, like what you'd see with nicotine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but it had a very unique acrid smell. Which, I've been around people who vape, and it's a very smell you don't smell when they're hitting a vape pipe that has nicotine.
So
But no one was saying anything, no one's complaining, because clearly he was someone we wanted at the table.
So pause for a second.
Yeah.
Given that personality type and what he's doing, describe to me what you think influences his poker. What are some of the
Well,
specific things you think he's going to do?
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, so I've told you a little bit about him.
Yeah.
And what he was doing was playing every hand.
Right.
I mean, we're talking 80,
Yeah.
we're talking 90% VPIP here.
Yep.
And every hand was full aggression. He didn't
Okay.
care where he was. He didn't care how many people were in the pot. It was pot, pot, pot.
Right.
70% of the time. Sometimes he would size down. And so that's that. I mean, his game was exactly that. I mean,
Right.
his state of mind and who he was just reinforced that we had a maniac.
Yeah. So we expect when that happens for your variance to go way up.
This is important. Yeah, this is another point I was going to
Going
make.
to go way up, and you can't do anything about it. There's
Yeah.
no defense against variance. He's going to inject variance in the game, and you want that, but that's going to happen. He is at some point going to he's either going to go broke immediately because he just gets unlucky at first, or he's going to have a huge stack because deuce 7 against ace king is what, 60-40, 50.
Yeah.
So
it's like, something like that.
Something like that. I don't, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
it's not dramatic. It's just dramatic over time. So it doesn't take much for him to double up twice.
It's true. All you do is true.
Right. But we also expect that he's going to lose all his money this night. And you would like to be the person he loses it to. And
yes.
so would everyone else. And so other people's ranges, if they are at all aware, are going to be drastically changing also. So you're not the only one adjusting. Those are the things that I would think about. And then I would also think about the fact that he will have zero discipline making a laydown. Zero, because he has no self-control. So you're not playing at all a strategy that includes him making a laydown. All right, go on.
Yeah, agree. And there was one hand where I didn't listen to that, which is your last piece of advice is very good. Because there's one hand I'll show in this sequence of 6 hands where I didn't listen to that. And I think I was a little tilted. And I should have known that.
I would add,
go on.
You want to grab the seat change button.
I do see change through this, so I do keep an eye on
okay.
what's going on, and I do see change.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So you'll see me move around a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
And so just another quick story. He sat down. I'm 3 hours in. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I just gotta fucking pull this
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And so, and then I kind of went card dead, and I didn't really get to play hand with him for 10 hours, or not 10 hours, for like an hour.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I'm not leaving,
Yep.
and I'm exhausted, but I'm not leaving, which is not ideal. But you can't leave a table with this guy at it.
No.
So he just sun ran.
Mhm.
His aggression worked too much. People weren't calling him down. And he was just pot, pot, pot.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is that his response to a 3-bet was a huge oversized 4-bet. So his
Right.
response to a 3-bet was usually 80%, about 80% 4-bet against the
Mhm.
3-bet. And then he was usually going about 4x, whatever the 3-bet was, regardless of
Right.
position.
Mhm.
So
You are happy to get it all in pre-flop with tens against him and take the flips that you get against that range.
so you probably are right. You also are right that I did say in my head, all right, now we're going to enter a game of extreme variance, which
Yeah.
we're not used to, and we're going to lose stacks or win stacks. And if I'm not into that, it's time to go. But if I can accept that and still play well, regardless what happens, I should stay.
Yep.
The other thing is you should always bring about 20 buy-ins.
Yeah, I think you're right. So he opens to 20. Now I do not take your advice here that I'm ready to flip with tens.
Why?
I choose to flat and set mine.
Why?
And I think you're right, Scotty, that this is
given all you've
it's
told
fine to
us,
stack
makes
off with
no
150
sense.
big blinds or a little bit less here against what I'm telling you.
Yep.
Why are
So
why
what
we
went through your
flat-
head? What went through your head when you made that decision?
Good question. I guess really what went through my head was I don't want to put 150 bucks in with tens.
Why
Okay.
not? Why? Well, I'm
Too Indian
flabbergasted.
with
Like,
tens.
this is
So
never the right play.
Derek, hold on for 1 second. What you're saying makes sense, but there's a different question that's more important. It's very, very close to what you're asking. You're saying why not? But what you want to ask is, what were you thinking when you made the decision?
I
It's
agree. That's
slightly
the right
different,
question to ask.
right? Because he knows the right thing. So tell me what you were thinking in the moment and what you think about it now. Which is the same question you asked, Derek. It's just a different way of asking it.
I mean, I
Okay.
think you've got a very good question, and if I'm ready to embrace the variance that is going to be here, I'm going to embrace it, or I'm not.
Mhm.
Maybe the one piece in my head was that I think that I had a post flop edge, and I was ready to call him down on a lot of runouts with tens.
Mhm.
You could argue that's a rationalization.
Right.
And that I should, against an 80% VPIP, I should be happily getting in with tens, regardless of from what position he's opening to. What is this, 10x?
Yeah.
You're right. I am going to claim guilty of not wanting to embrace the variance to that level.
Okay. Now let's look at that. Let's look at this just for a second before we look at the exact hand, which is the way you did this also makes sense, because if he is going to go balls to the wall, remember, we're not talking about his 1480, we're talking about your 280.
Yeah.
If he's going to do that anyway, it's going to happen post flop. And you could fold to ace, king, queen, an ace, king, queen on the river. You could choose to say, okay, this time he's got his ace five and his king four that he's overplaying, but he does have me beat. So you can sort of do that. But against his range, if I give you one choice, which is, would you like to get tens all in right now? The answer is always going to be yes against this guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it's true.
Right. So now with that in mind and how he played, which do you think now, looking back at it, having enough sleep and being profitable, which do you think is better? Because you have a good chance of getting it all in post flop also, but with a little bit more information out of position. But
You're right.
sometimes you get
And you
fluffed
know,
up by something. Which do you think?
I can lean. I mean, I interrupted you, Scotty. What was the last thing you were gonna say?
You can't say I'm right because I'm not making a statement. I'm asking you the question. Looking back at it now, which do you think is more profitable? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Um,
I know that the first one is profitable. Which do you think is
yes. Embracing the variance, getting it all in pre is
Yeah.
profitable. I think in position, I can make a stronger argument that I've got a post flop edge and I'm just going to call him down on most front outs.
Yeah.
Out of position, that argument is weaker.
I think so too. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's play out the hand the way you did play it, as played.
But I think I didn't fully in mental game, I didn't fully embrace the variance. The answer here would be there is a line which is totally fine here where I go to, I don't know, this is the fucking 10x open. I go to like 30 or 40, he goes to 100, I jam, and then we run it out.
Yeah.
But you can argue I still have somewhat of a post flop edge here. Well, not somewhat. I have a significant post flop edge out of position.
No, you don't.
Okay,
That's
now tell me
important
that.
to
Talk to me about that.
Okay, what you have, your post flop edge only comes from your ability to make a laydown on an ace king queen board, or an ace king jack board, or a king jack king queen jack board type board, right?
Yeah.
Because if an ace comes, are you going to do a read and figure out by his sizing and his thing that you should lay down your tens? Are you? Given how he's played. Or you grit your teeth and call down the tens.
Somewhat. There were sizing tells available.
Okay, then maybe you do have a close. If you believe in the sizing tells, then you do have a post flop edge.
There
Otherwise,
were sizing tells. I mean, they weren't as clear to me because later they were. For instance, I didn't put this hand up because it's not as interesting, but I
Right.
turned quads against him and it was pretty clear he had nothing.
right, so you had to go slower.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
I had to slow.
Okay. Okay, so that's so if at this moment, because remember your only post flop edge against this guy is making laydowns.
That's true.
You see what I
That's
mean?
a good point.
That's why I'm saying you don't have a post flop edge. Not that you're a better player than him, but let's turn him into a mechanical Turk here, which he's not. He's close to it, but he's not exactly that. You know what I mean by mechanical Turk? It's
I don't.
it's a game in the carnival where it looks like it looks like it's a robot, so that he's going to play exactly the same.
Oh, I see. Is it sometimes presented as kind of like a
Yeah.
gypsy?
Come on in, you guys. Yes. Yeah.
Got it. I've seen it. I know. I'm aware of it. Yeah.
Very often done with a little person inside of the box. But
Ah.
not to ruin it for everybody. But the important thing here is if you're playing against someone who has made an announcement that he says, I'm going to raise every hand and you can call me, we're going to play for a bigger pot. Or if you re-raise me, I'm going to go all in. That's what I'm going to do. So you better be willing to play that way. And then he proceeds to do it. He has turned himself into a mechanical Turk. Now,
I see your point.
yeah. So unless this guy is 100% that, if he's making any changes at all for you, if he's that,
There are sizing tells.
right? Okay. But you can't do a thing like you can't rebluff him against his weak hands, particularly, right?
No, he's stationed.
Right. So he's gonna call you down. So that part of your arsenal of your read is gone. I think he has one pair and I can make him fold it. No, you don't. No, you
Yes,
can't.
you're right. That is not in the arsenal.
But what you can do is say, this is one of the times he's not bluffing, and I can lay down tens on a board with 2 or 3 overcards. Probably never 1 overcard. Probably never.
Yeah. Yeah. And also listen to his sizing. There were sizing tells.
Right. Okay. So after all that whole speech, that's why I'm saying that you're pretty good just playing a range versus range game against him. And and you need a specific thing about what will I do against this aggression post flop that gives me an edge. And I think it's not as much as you think.
Okay,
Because
I'll
pure
buy
aggression
that.
is effective. Okay, so let's play the handout now.
So I call, everybody wants to play with him. This guy calls.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we're going 3 ways.
That's really
The
bad.
argument for 3 betting pre.
Yep.
But hello.
Yep.
So I check,
Mm-hmm.
check.
Yep.
He bets here, he bets half.
Right.
I can fast play this from flop, but I like having 2 people here. I've got 70-60% equity against 2 people.
Yeah.
So I call.
Yeah.
Big blind comes along.
Good.
You get this turn. It's not the greatest turn, but
No.
we are not going to dunk on it.
No.
He now goes 100, and I now on this turn am happy to get it in here.
Great.
Because we've got 2 ranges, and now is the time to maximize, which I do. Anybody okay? Everybody okay with this check raise shove?
Yes.
I like it.
So
I dig
what
it.
you're saying is, why are
Say
you
it
trying
again?
to get it heads up? Wouldn't just calling be the same?
Think about the price you're giving. Think about the price you're giving to the big blind, Derek. If he has
No,
any of the draw,
aren't you okay with him coming along?
not for this price.
No.
No, because remember, he's look at the size mistake that he's making. The pot's going to be 450 and he has to put 100 in. So that's 4.5 to 1. Okay. What is a flush draw need here? About 4.5 to 1. What does a straight draw need here? About 4.8 to 1. It's not a big mistake. Make him make a bigger mistake.
Yeah. Good point.
Could we look at it though from a perspective of because the big blind only has 150 back, like the initial bet was 100. He's not. I mean, I guess me personally, I'm never just if I'm the big blind, never flatting that. It's getting in anyways.
Sure.
So when we jam from the small blind, I mean, I feel like it's not really going to change anything on whether the big blind gets it in or folds, other than it might make their threshold for getting it in less. Like they may have been wanting to get it in with a naked ace,
Right.
and
So,
now us jamming changes their mind on that.
right. So, yeah. So here's just one simple way of doing it, which is if you call, you allow him to see the next card for 100. And if you jam, you allow him to see the next card for 150, 100%. So you'd rather make him charge the other, even if he calls with everything, you'd rather charge him the other 50 now. Is it all going in on the river? Sure, unless he has a draw that bricks out, so you lose out on his 50. Is he going to always overjam with his draws? Maybe, probably, but not guaranteed. Am I going to fold out a naked ace? Well, a naked ace has equity.
So so here, I mean, we always want to get it in. If I were to just
Doesn't
smooth
naked ace
call
have
here,
equity? No, a naked ace doesn't have any equity. Sorry, naked ace doesn't have any equity. All right.
and then naked ace with a king or a
No, it
queen
has no.
does, but
Well,
that's
yeah,
it.
it does. Yeah, yeah. If he doesn't have a straight draw to go with it,
Yeah.
it has no equity. He can't boat up. So
So
yeah. You
six-
knock out a naked ace by doing this maybe, but then again, it's 150 to him. He's probably calling with a naked ace.
but the initial raiser is never. He's calling everything. He's a full station.
Yeah. He's calling.
We're not worried about the initial razor folding.
No.
No, he's not. He's not holding anything.
Yeah.
If he's got anything except air,
Yeah.
he actually called off there a couple times. So he might even call off of there.
Yeah.
So and also, I mean, if I just call here, then I'm in a position where I'm going to donk regardless of 89% of cards. I'm going to donk. And I don't really want to dunk multi-way. So I'm happy to get it in here.
Yeah. And I guess I'll make the statement this way, Andy. Which is if you call, you leave yourself the opportunity to not get the extra $50 from big blind's draws. It's a possibility. And if you raise, there's a possibility that he folds his ace for 50 more that he wouldn't have folded for 100 more. But I think that second possibility is lower. I think the first one is more common than the second one.
Yeah, I
That
think
makes
that's the way to
sense.
look at it.
That's why. So
I mean, this is, you know.
Yeah.
This is a very common way to play.
Yeah.
Very high equity hand like this.
Sure.
But sad face, he's on his sun run continues. And he shows up with king queen off.
there you go. Okay. Great.
So we've embraced the variance and he luck boxed us with
Yep.
a 24, not 4-outer
Yep.
on the
Chips.
turn. Chips, please.
Yep. All right.
So now
Next.
we're back and we've moved. We've got position on him
Great.
Good.
and we've
good,
got
good.
kings. We like kings.
I like kings.
Now, you guys may hate this play.
Oh,
So I open to 10.
Sure.
We got a flatter here and button,
Mm-hmm.
and he's submitting every hand.
Right. Good.
I don't really want him to fold out, and he's probably not gonna fold out. What size are you going to four bet here?
What sizes has he been calling?
Say it again.
What sizes has he been calling? You've watched what he's played against other people. He almost
Yeah,
down
so what size have
but-
been calling four bets?
Yeah.
There's. I would say he folds 30% of the time, because he's always three betting. Like, there's not a hand he doesn't three bet to this click size.
Right.
So
So
what is the size that he is? So he will fold to like a 4x? Maybe, yeah, he folded to some 4x's.
great. 60, 70.
I like 60, 70. I chose a different path because I don't want him to fold.
Okay. You left
So I
20
went to 40. I
left-
clicked it back on him. This guy gets out of the way.
Yep.
This guy calls
Mhm.
and we get the flop from hell.
Yep, you do.
And he checks to me. I'm always betting.
Okay.
I bet what is a conventional size, which is about a B30, B25.
Mhm.
And he says, eat some of this.
Call.
You're calling.
I'm calling.
He
I
has
hate-
so many flush draws he's doing this with.
Yeah, he often has you beat here, but the way you described his play, this is a variance game.
Embrace it.
Yeah, you hate it. You hate it.
No.
But this is how this strategy wins, is by pushing you off things.
Yeah, you're right. Anybody
Fist
else
bump.
here think this is a
Fist
clear
bump,
call,
high
clear
five.
fold?
Fist
I
bump,
hate it.
high five. Get it in.
Man, you guys, yeah, we just don't
Fist
believe him.
bump, high
Just like
five,
he's got,
celebrate
and
when
he's
you
got
lose.
any jack spade, any king spade, any 10 spade he's doing this with is the argument, right?
Yep.
The argument is he's doing it also with every queen,
Yep.
and he's
Ah.
doing pocket nines, and he's doing it with, I don't know what else.
10 and king
Well,
jack.
I failed you guys because I decide I am gonna fold, so I folded here.
Okay.
But I did not embrace the variance.
Yep.
I don't know if this is nitty. I don't know if this is full knit.
I high five and get it in there.
Yeah, you're beaten by a lot, and the draw and a single spade has a fair amount of equity against you. You know,
It's
and
got what, 33%?
four of spades, three of hearts is doing quite well against you.
Yeah, that's about a 45%, I think.
Something like that. It's you want, let's see. Let's just do a little very quick poker cruncher before going on. All right. Poker cruncher. Here we go.
I'm not crazy about your auto C bet there, Larry, by the way. Like, I know you said that I'm just always betting here. I don't think you need to.
Yeah, I think I'm open to it. I think you're right. I think the check back is fine here.
All right.
Check back is fine.
Okay,
I
I
agree,
just-
Mike.
I just put in king against 4-3 of, 4 spades, 3 of diamonds, and Poker Cruncher said, how did you get here? But it's 50-50. He's got
It's a 50-50.
50.7,
Nah.
got 49.3, okay? So this is a terrible spot for you, but
We're getting the odds.
we listed all the sensible hands. You've described nonsensible play.
This was totally nonsensible.
Yeah. So we don't know, that's what it is against 4-3 with 1 spade, against 4-10 with 1
I
spade.
think what might have been happening here is that my reflexes are to fold to this kind of aggression quite often, and I might not have, in my head, adjusted enough to the player type.
Right. You're beat here all the time by a normal player. All the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you're not beat, you're up against a hand that has 50% equity. You're up against queen jack with a jack of spades here, or king queen with a king of spades. That's what you're up against normal players.
Yeah. Or just like a naked ace that wants to, I
And
mean,
then
usually
ace-
I see this play a lot with like, ace, king with like, ace, king, no spade just wants protection.
Yeah, you're up against that.
Super
And-
common play.
Yeah, and you're up against all the spades. So I gave you a combo draw. I gave you, a pair plus draw hand there for it, but you're also against just all the naked aces and all the small spades that don't want another spade to come off. And all the aces. Yeah, you're beat all the time, but not against this guy.
Yeah. I think the answer here is that in my head, I had not shifted my range versus range
Hmm.
enough. And also, again, you could argue I did not embrace the variance of the moment enough.
Right. Now, I want to make sure that I'm describing him right. It's not just that he's aggressive. You've also seen him show down hands, not just bluffs, but that are nonsense, that make no sense for the flow of the board, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
That's the point. He has his full range here. All the hands that there are before he does this jam. He has all 100, however many combos there are, 169.
Yeah. So this is, I probably need to take the next step here and just embrace this variance.
Yep.
I could not quote my poker skill set, I guess, just could not reach far enough to make this hero.
Right. And this is where when you said I have a post flop advantage, I'm saying maybe you don't.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you got a valid point. This is me. I think I need to go to the next step here. And you know what I need here? I need a fuck it mindset.
Okay.
This really is a spot where I just got to embrace IDGAF.
I know, and you feel like an idiot, right? Because you're playing against a guy who's playing so bad, and then here you go, call off like the biggest calling station donkey here.
Yeah, and I just did not embrace it enough.
Yeah, you look really stupid making this call when you're wrong. Really stupid.
And I'm okay with that because I don't have to show my cards. I should not give a fuck, right?
Okay.
This is a I don't give a fuck spot.
I think so. I hate it.
And I didn't quite get there.
Yep.
I took like 2 minutes
Mhm.
and I just could not get there. I think you're right. I think I got to embrace it more here.
Right.
Derek, I think you're right too. I mean, you're like, this is against this player class. This is a 1 in 1,000 spot when the guy like this comes to your table. This happens once every 400 out.
You know what's going through my mind? I
Talk
want
to me.
to
What
play.
you got? What
I
you got,
want to
Derek? What's
double
going
up
through your mind?
3
Say it again.
times, so
Say
I
it
can
again.
stack this guy. What?
Oh yeah. Well,
Because
I mean,
so
he's
the
got
advantage
sitting
of
on
playing
1,600.
200 big blinds deep.
Yeah.
Your skill advantage playing 200 is much bigger than the skill advantage that you have playing 100.
True.
And if
So,
you can get to the point where you're playing 700 big blinds deep, you're going to have a massive skill advantage.
agreed. He is
When-
playing
And
Like
when
he's
100,
playing
200.
800 big
Right.
blinds. So if you can get up to 800 big blinds against him,
Yeah.
you'll
He's
just
playing about 800
crush
big
him.
blinds right now.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
and
if you can get like 400 big blinds deep, your skill advantage is going to be bigger than 100. Like I don't even bother studying 100 big blind play because all the money is 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 big blinds deep.
Now, at those higher, bigger stack depths, you have to lay these kings down. You have
Yeah,
to lay
when we're
these
talking
kings-
about that kind of
when
money
you've got, yeah,
behind, I agree.
if you have 500 behind, you have to lay down the kings here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you also don't min raise, like min click it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That min
You
click,
still end up,
min click was hyper exploitative
Oh
against
yeah, yeah. I
someone
don't.
who's like free betting
Yeah.
80% of the time.
Yeah.
He
But if
didn't
you're
have,
70
I mean,
big blinds,
there were very few hands where he flatted. He took a weird min three bet every single time.
Okay, let's go on to the next one.
So, all right, next one. All right. So things have moved. I'm now here on the table. I'm opening this. And so I changed my opening size against him because I want to play hands with him and he's going to three bet. His three bet is based on what your size is.
Okay,
So I went to a small size.
okay.
And he did flat this time. What? Sorry, go ahead.
Did you consider folding this hand?
No. I
Okay.
want to play it against him.
Okay, good.
And we get this flop and he leads. Now he didn't dunk every time, but he dunked this time.
Mhm.
Now I could easily fold this, but I want to see what develops.
Okay,
And this is a mistake. This is tilty.
I'm folding here.
This is yeah, this is tilty.
Yep.
I'm now a little bit out of my ideal head state.
Yeah.
He's lost also, by the way, half a stack at this point.
Right.
So to other
Someone other
people,
than
and
you,
it wasn't
Sad.
me.
Yeah,
What, sorry?
to
Say
someone
again?
other than you, sadly.
Yes, it's someone other than me. So I call this.
Mhm.
We get this very interesting turn,
Good.
and then he kind of downside. Yeah, I could argue this is a down bet. So he's donking 80% here.
Yep.
And now he's donking a third. This
Yep.
was the wrong guy to invoke the modified knuffle.
Yes, it was.
This is a mistake. So I use a knuffle sizing here to bet top plus pot. And he calls. And we
Mhm.
get this repeat ace, and then he donks into me again. And we're done.
Yep.
So, lesson here, do not knuffle a station.
No, fold the flop, probably. When you
Yeah.
see the turn, just call the turn and just consider not opening this.
So here on turn, when he down bets, I'm like, okay, I've got to take advantage of what appears to be a size window. But he wasn't having.
No.
And that was in there. Why are you tightening your range against this guy though? I have to ask you this. This is a default open, right? We know that I'm button.
Yeah, because he's gonna three bet you, and so you're gonna go 10 times the big blind. So there's you want to play hands against this guy, but you want to play hands with him with a range edge, a skill edge, and in position. And this hand is not going to be, this hand doesn't make it into your range edge. It just makes it into your skill edge.
And
he,
positional edge.
right, and your positional edge. And yeah, it's one that can flop the nuts. So, I mean, I'm glad that you didn't open it to 10, that you only opened it to 5. And I'm not saying you should fold it. I'm saying you should consider it.
Yeah, I see your point. I
Right.
see your point. That's valid.
Now, the idea of you'll have better opportunities against this guy is 100% true. You'll have better hands than this to play against him this way. However, he may be broke by the time they come because everybody else is also in there trying to do this.
Oh yeah, everybody was salivating.
So you may not
Hey,
get there the way I'm saying. And I'm not saying you should fold it. I'm saying yeah, I consider it.
here's one thing that I've been doing or thinking about. When we get to these bottom of range opens here, when we're in late position like this, 10-8 is within the range, right? But it's one of those hands that are at the bottom of your opening range. It's like that bottom, and they derive a lot of their EV from getting folds pre-flop and also getting folds post-flop. Like people that would fold too much to C bets and that sort of thing. And this guy obviously doesn't check the box in either of those in either of those categories. Yeah, it could be, you could argue not to take the bottom of your range here.
Yeah.
certainly don't expand your range and even eliminate some of these break even EV type hands.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. And it's well, there is a clear pool of players, exploitative players that are say, oh, I'm expanding my range on button against this guy.
Mhm.
I want to play 60% of hands against him.
Right.
I want his range is 80%, 90%. It's very hard for me not to have a range advantage. But I think what you're saying is right when we get down to the particulars of this player class, which
Right.
is just chock full of outright meth fueled aggression.
You have to make a hand to outplay him.
Yeah, well put. You have to make a hand out for him.
Okay.
And so that does actually take us out of the mindset of, oh, I want to play more hands against him. We really maybe just want to be more linear.
Mhm.
Okay. Next hand. Now things are getting interesting. I didn't show all the hands, but I did finally double up against him.
Good.
And now we're in position against him again because we are juggling. Now you guys might not like this either, but I like my play here.
Yeah.
He opens to 5 now. He's changed his game.
Okay.
What's going on here is that I've got 2 regs who are habitually isolating or squeezing against him because they want to play heads up.
Mhm.
I want to back jam, so I flat. These guys are like constantly doing it. These guys have also positioned themselves to have position on
Right.
the meth head, and they are
Really?
50% of the time going to squeeze here and try to play against him heads up against what my ostensible cap range is. So I now decide that I am going to pull the trap of the back jam
Okay.
with my 200 big blind. So in a way, at this point, I guess I am embracing the variance.
Right.
But we don't get it. We end up heads up with ace king on button against this guy. Hello. We like this flop. Our choice now. He goes close to pot. He goes like a B80. Our choice now is to smooth call or raise a position. What do you do?
I go back one step on the flop and throw out one other idea. So I see what you're saying. If you had done if you'd gone to 10 here
Yeah.
with the range that they want to ISO and get you out of the pot, how much have you knocked out? Because when you go to 10, you're just making it clear to them you want them out of the pot, right? At its cheapest.
Oh, Scotty's going to the metagame.
Right. So how much of their range, how much of their ISO getting you out of the pot range do you get rid of when you go to 10? It's a question.
I don't know.
The answer.
That's an excellent question. I do not know the answer, but that is metagame. That's
Okay.
like, I know, you know, I know.
Right. Next step. We know that he 3-bets. What does he do to these? How often is he 4-betting to you doing the little min, bringing it up to 10? Does he call all the time?
He's gonna 4-bet a lot.
Okay. I think we've come up with a better answer based on the metagame you said. I understand what you meant about these guys and what you wanted to go with, but I think I've given you one more way to get there than you had before.
Yeah.
You lose a little bit of their range, okay? And I'm talking about the regs range. You lose a little bit of the regs range by raising, and we don't know how much, but it's some, and it's not all.
And we induce
Gain
the
is
4-bet.
4-bet. The gain is 4-bet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on.
I see your point. I can go either way here. I see your that's some big metagame because I know that I'm also trying to ISO this guy to play him heads up.
Right. Now, the other piece of this is, that there's a whole lot of hands here that you're going to go to 15 and 20 to make sure that the regs are out.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to work. There's a lot of hands they're not going to call 20 with when they've only got 3 in there.
Yeah.
And they're out of position. So you're going to trim out a lot of that range.
But my click might also still induce a squeeze behind is what you're saying.
Yeah, it might do that. But it gets you the chance of a 4-bet from him. All right, let's go to the flop.
Okay, I see a good point, and I'm comfortable with my flat here because half the time these guys were gonna squeeze. So they didn't. So, but we like this flop. Now the question is, what do we do here? He's now at B80. We've got a very good hand. And do we smooth call in position raise?
Raise when he's always calling.
I would
So I think
raise here
raising
all
is
the time.
fine. He did when he post flop, when he faced aggression, he did fold air.
Okay,
Let's
Oh,
remember
okay. Well,
his range is 80% of hands. So I'm going to smooth call.
all right. Yeah. Okay. I
Uh-huh.
thought he was always calling everything. So you said you call him a station. So I was kind of like,
Pre-flop. Well, well, you're right. But so air, he was full. You're right. I did. Air, he is folding at some frequency, right? And he's got 80% of range. So I decided to smooth call. And then he down bets here.
hmm
This is a sizing tell. Down bet means I ain't got nothing, but I'm not going to give away the
right.
betting lead. So I'm not, once he says, hey,
I'm-
I don't have anything, but I'm still going to bet. I'm not going to raise that.
Okay,
Cause he has announced I've got air.
good. I like that you have a read and I like that you acted on your read.
And this is by far the most entertaining moment of the night. He says, all right, well, here's a 69 for your girlfriend. And
Yeah.
that's exactly 69.
Yes. Yep.
He said, I got a 69 for your girlfriend. And he puts in 69. So I'm not exactly interested in raising. I think he's got air. And then I turned into a bit of a what's the word? I've turned him into a poker nerd, and I
Mhm.
waited patiently for him to turn over his hand.
Yep.
And he showed 69.
Right. All right,
This
let's
is
take a look here. On the turn, he would have called a raise.
yeah, he would have.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. He's got a wrap.
Right. So with that in mind, when this card comes, is this guy calling every 5 and every 6?
Yes. He's calling any kind of equity.
All right. He's calling any 5 and any 6. He's obviously calling any hearts and any spades. Not that he has to have them, but he's obviously doing it. He's calling all in with those. Come on, let's
Yeah.
get, no gamble, no future.
So my sizing tell was a bit off. I thought this sizing tell meant I got air. What a lot of us would do if we had a wrap here is that we would polarize.
Yeah.
But he
So
didn't do
here's one thing that's important about terminology. Air and draw is the same to this guy.
Yeah, well, tell me more about that.
Okay, I believe that when he's betting at you, when he doesn't have a hand, that he is not going to be thinking that much ahead about, but it will turn into something. He's playing a game to try to get you to fold in general. So when you try to make a distinction between a read between his air and his draws, I think that that's going to be not a good clear signal because I don't think he has that signal in his own mind very clearly.
I think that's valid. I don't think he's thinking about I've got 18% equity. I can push my 18% equity to the nuts.
Yeah. So this 6-9 is similar to an ace-5 here, is similar to a 10-6 here for him.
Yeah.
Is similar to more likely a jack-6 is actually a better
I
example.
mean, you could argue I could raise here.
Yeah.
But if he back jams on me,
Oh
it
no!
just
Oh
sucks
no!
the
Not
ball.
on the river. On the turn.
On turn, yeah.
Sure. No, the river. I don't think the river has that there's a good reason to raise on the river. There's a reason to raise on the flop and a reason to raise on the turn, and I don't think there's a good reason to raise on the river.
Yeah, I can see that. So at this point, I've got like 180 bigs behind.
Yeah.
If he jams on me,
Yeah.
that's just so fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, I'm very surprised when he said I have a 69 for your girlfriend and he bets it that he didn't immediately show the 69 for the joke. He had to wait. I'm surprised with that. All right.
And then so yeah,
Before you go off with that hand, anybody have any other opinion on this hand? Different than what we've expressed.
Um,
Wow.
again, I'm think top pair is enough to get it all in.
Okay. And where do you want to do your raise, Derek? Flop or turn or river?
Flop both.
Okay. Just raise
Because okay, if he's not a guy that folds, I'm betting pot and
Okay, so
pot. I'm getting
gonna
pot
raise-
pot to get, and
right.
that'll get me all in.
Gotcha. So you're
by
gonna
the
raise
river.
you're gonna raise the flop pot. And if he calls, you're gonna bet it on the river and he's on the turn and he's gonna call with his draw and like that. Okay, good. Anybody else?
Like this is a guy that calls too much.
Mhm.
Bet with top pairs plenty of hand to get 200 big blinds in.
So he's raising
Would you agree?
essentially air here.
Why-
He's got a
why no
backdoor
raises?
draw, and I'm betting essentially air for the 80. We
What?
he's he's got
Why don't
6-9
we
here,
bet-
right?
why
So
don't
he's
we
got
get more money
like
in?
some kind of like backdoor rappy stuff going on. But a raise in position here folds him out.
It does. I mean, results oriented, that's, of course he folds a 6-9, but there's so much more you can have.
Yeah, well, he does. He's got 8% of range. My argument, I'm open to your argument, Derek. I understand what you're saying. Let's pile money in top pair, top kicker against a huge VPIP range. I get it. But I don't want to fold out all the air.
Okay, yeah.
This
And
guy doesn't fold.
no, we don't know that, Derek.
He will fold.
we said he
will
has
fold
some-
air.
We said he has folded. What we've said is we can't bluff him. Remember that? That's the thing at the beginning. They said is that your skill edge includes includes your bluffs that people fold the better hand to. He's not going to fold a 4 here, but he doesn't have a 4. I don't mean ever. That's what Larry was worried about. So Larry is not at all worried about getting it all in with top pair, top kicker here. He's happily going to get it in on the flop, if that's the way the thing
I
plays.
would get in
So you're
200
saying
bigs
you wanna
on
keep
flop
him
kicker.
bluffing.
He's afraid of the guy folding his air. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that's right, but I just want to clarify that's what Larry's talking about. Now, so we see where what the value of raising the flop is and value of raising the turn. Who here, as played, wants to raise the river? Anybody?
Me?
I'm pretty
I would have to
close.
at least
I'm
think about
really
it.
close to it.
Okay.
And so if we
I mean,
raise the
if we
river
know,
and
we
he
know
comes
this
back
guy
over
should-
the top, are you happily calling?
I mean, not happily, but yeah, I mean, we know that he's an absolute maniac and he's just barreling everything, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, I can get that. So the way I look at this is that I'm embracing the variance, right?
Mhm.
I'm here. I'm ready. I know that I'm going to leave the table down a couple buy-ins or up a couple buy-ins.
Yeah.
But I don't. The way I'm looking at this is I don't need to inject additional variance here when he overbets. Now he very well could have a worse hand that's going to call down, but I'm not quite to the place where I'm going to inject additional variance into the situation.
Gotcha. I think then I think your turn raise is the best.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go,
Because-
you should do the turn.
Go to turn raise and
Yeah.
make it unreasonable size
Mhm.
because he's going to call with all the draws regardless of size, and he's going to call with all his pairs.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
turn raise is there's a lot of draws here. I think
Got a
turn raise
hard
is
draw,
good.
a spade draw. Yeah.
But I don't hate not raising the turn, and yeah, I'm very, very unsure of the river, of whether you should raise the river.
And guys, I mean, I've openly admitted here, acknowledged that I have some nitty tendencies, and I'm doing my best to shed myself to those. But I don't think here I'm going to inject additional variance and allow him to shove over me after his overbet and his needling me without my girlfriend in 69.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But-
everybody put in the chat. I want you to put in the chat in this one. We've talked about the pre-flop raise and the reasons to do it or not. But I want to know if you're going to raise, where you're going to raise. Flop, turn, or river, and I want the size. So everybody put it in.
Larry, you do a good job of bringing hands that are, kind of good to think about, and it's tough to, get criticized by your peers and that sort of thing. You always do a good job of that. I do the same. Like I want that critique And I'm okay with if I made a bad play, tell me if I made a bad play, that sort of thing. This is an interesting one because you had a really good like meta thought about pre-flop, right? We're always three betting ace king there, except here was you had a good reason not to. So we get to the flop, we whiff that opportunity, no big deal. I think you would maximize your EV by raising the flop. Sure, results he folds his 6-9 here, but you also get a lot more expected value out of all of the other stuff that he can call you with.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got a good point. The way I was thinking about it is that he's got 80% of hands, right? Now, 80% of hands can certainly connect on this flop in a lot of ways. But 80% of hands where he is going to, we know that he's going to triple, high freak. Now I gotta be honest with myself too, Mike, and I've got to say, am I knitting it up here? Not raising?
No,
Or am I allowing him to give money to me?
yeah, you had
Now,
good
I
reasons
kind
to
of
play the way
think
you
I'm
did.
allowing him to give money to me, but I see your point.
Yeah, you had good reasons, like
Yeah.
checking here and allowing him to bluff. You got max value. You got everything you could out of him here. You did everything you could with his specific hand.
Yeah.
Except for the turn raise against the specific hand, Mike.
Yeah, maybe
Now,
you're right. Maybe he doesn't fold at 6-9 there, and you
he's
didn't.
not, yeah, he's not gonna fold this. He's probably not gonna fold the 6-9 with the rep. If he knows he has a straight, he may not know he's got a straight draw. I mean, he was that kind of guy. But, the other thing here is that it's just impossible to range him, right?
Yeah.
Like the only thing you can range him with, which I tried with my Knuffle play, which didn't work. The only thing you can range him with is maybe bet sizing. Like here when he down bets. And so down bets in the sense that he B80 and then B50. Maybe you can't even do that because he's just totally random. So this is an interesting spot, and this is, I mean, if things go well and we play this we play well, frankly, against this player class, 75% of the time we're gonna make a lot of money.
Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if I did that, I think I'm okay with the way I played this hand, but I do see your guys' arguments about raising, and the raise should come. I think the best spot for a raise is tone.
Right. Andy brought something up that I thought was really good here. When we're thinking about it, which is the small flop raise to induce is also really nice.
Yeah, I like it. The old school BSTI. I like it, Andy.
Yeah.
The bet small to induce. I like it. I think that's a good idea too.
Okay.
And this, Mike, going back to what you said very quickly before the next hand. The other reason to bring these hands is that I love hearing other people's way they're going to play it. I mean, that's just really beneficial to me. Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a great idea.
All right, let's go on to the next hand.
All right, next hand.
And by the way, and you still, I want to point out one of the other things. You still got $69 on the river from him, which is 35 big blinds. This 1-3, 1-2. This is 1-2.
This is 1-2.
Yeah, you got 35 big blinds. With him drawing, beyond dead there.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that worked.
It was quite an experience. Now I did not. I opened up against him. Now this is a little bit cut off hijack, low jack. This is an expansion 6-9. Now actually, technically this is an expansion at Chippy V,
Okay.
but this is an expansion. So I open here. I don't remember what happened in this hand, frankly. A lot of his hands I missed because I kept on standing up to write these down, but I'm not folding to this. But
Oh God, no. Yeah, I think this seems like in this situation, this seems right cuspy, but fine. Absolutely.
I'm thinking, how much should I raise it to?
are you re-raising this hand?
I'm not.
This hand sucks. I am at this
We
point.
have position. He
I'm
has,
200
like, a super wide
20
range.
bigs
We're
deep.
200 deep. Or like
220 bigs deep. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it, but I'm not going to do it.
You're
Because if he
giving
comes
up
over
your
the top
hedge.
again, that just blows.
Wait, is
I-
it 1-3 or
double our
1-2?
stack here.
One of them I mistakenly put in as 1-3, but they're
Oh.
all 1-2. But one of them
Okay.
mistakenly billed as 1-3.
Gotcha.
Let's
I
go
wanted
with-
to ask earlier if that one hand that was 1-3, if you'd moved tables or something was weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just mistakenly billed it with 1-3.
So before we go on, one thing on your four betting range here. Let's look. Ace Jack, yes. Offsuit. Only offsuit I'm asking you.
No.
Okay. I say yes. Ace Queen.
Off or suited.
No, offsuit. Offsuit. Always offsuit. All the questions are going to be offsuit.
No.
Okay. I think against his any two card range, Ace Jack and Ace Queen are clearly four bets.
Okay.
Queen is usually a four bet, and I think Queen Jack is not. Derek thinks Queen Jack is, and
Okay.
Derek and I are
Okay.
not that far apart. But
I'm thinking I want to flip for stacks.
yeah, he's got any two cards right now, and
Yeah, he does have any two
does-
cards.
King Queen
I
does.
think if he has any two cards, then Queen Jack is plenty of hand.
Queen Jack does well against any two cards. But Ace Queen and Ace Jack slam any two cards. Let me take a look at that while you go on with the hand.
I don't deny that. I'm just saying I'm looking like
Excuse me.
look in these situations, I'm happy to flip for stacks.
Queen Jack.
Yeah, I mean, you're embracing the variance better than me, and that's something I'm working on. I've got nitty tendencies, and so I do need to embrace variance more in these situations. I sat at
Okay,
this table
so-
and knew I was embracing variance.
So this flop, I'm fist pumping. At this
Well, he's
point.
got the betting lead right here, right? I mean,
Yep.
he three bet us the ridiculous sizing.
Yeah.
And
You
I'm
just
not folding to this size, this
there's
kind
No,
of
we're
like,
raising. We're always raising this.
Okay,
Are
go
we?
on, and let's go. Let Larry finish the hand, and then you'll decide where. So go on with Larry's play.
so I'm calling, I'm gonna see what develops. Okay, open ender, we like that. He bets, he polarizes now, he's polarizing, he likes his hand this time, he's telling us. But this deep, our implied odds are through the roof. We could double 18% of the time here. I call. 261. And now he pots it and we've got a pair. We got second pair. What are you guys doing?
Call.
Clear call, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. Clear call. And we got unlucky because he delivered two pair.
Okay.
But we all agree this is a clear call against this player class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just happy I didn't raise. I was thinking about raising.
This is the first time I happily got in 200 big blinds live with second pair in my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blocking the nuts.
Yep.
So there you go. So
No,
so we're now down about 3 buy-ins, right? So
Yep.
we're down about $600 at this point. We're not going anywhere. We I'm actually I don't bring as many buy-ins as I bring about 5 buy-ins. So I'm getting close to the end here.
Yep.
So this is last hand. We like kings.
We like kings.
We're playing musical chairs. I know position.
Mhm.
He opens to 5. Good player. Who wants to ISO him goes to 15. What size are you using him?
Are you expecting a click back? Does he still click back against?
He was sometimes, but not all the time. His stack is huge again. I think it's very associated with his stack, how well he was doing. By the way, this is like we're it's about 4 a.m. now. 5 a.m. This is this morning.
Yeah.
And so I don't play 6-7 hour sessions. I am not doing great, but I'm like last orbit. I'm
Right.
on my
Now-
last orbit.
Gotcha. So here's one piece of information that you have by now. You've seen this happen. He's raised, he's been re-raised, and he always calls it. He almost never folds
Yeah.
pre-flop.
100.
Right. You've also seen you've also seen people pushing up the size on him to see what his size he will call.
Mhm.
Yeah, agreed. People are doing that. The reg is definitely
You've
doing
seen that, and you have seen some raise and a re-raise, and whether he calls or not to even that. So what's the size that you've seen him comfortably call? Has he comfortably called to 100? Has he comfortably called to 60? What are the ones that you see a lot where you just see him look and go, no gamble, no future, and he puts the money in? What's the size that you've seen him do?
So, I am guilty of spending quite a bit of time narrating the hands that I'm playing against him, and getting up from the table,
Right.
bring them into my phone. So I'm not seeing everything,
Okay.
which is a trade-off I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
I would say, what size does he react with a 4-bet? I don't have enough information, and I'm not seeing any kind of heuristic or pattern develop in when he decides to re-click.
So no, not the re-click. I'm asking a different question here.
Okay.
Which is, he is opening here with Jack 4 offsuit.
He's got the Robbie, true.
He's got the Robbie, okay?
Mhm.
When he has his hands in the Robbie class and he gets raised to 15 and to 20, he calls. He takes the Robbie to the turn, to the
He
flop,
does.
right? We know that. Somebody has had a hand like pocket nines against him or ace queen against him and has said, I don't want to go post flop with him, and has raised him to 70 already. It's happened. Somebody's gone 70, somebody's gone 80. People have done an over, or there's been a raise and a re-raise in front of it. In this many hours, this has happened. What's the size that you remember? You didn't see every hand, but what's the size that you remember seeing or have a sense of that he still goes to the flop? Is it 70?
He is not folded pre-flop.
Okay, go. He's not folded free flop. Go 100.
But I haven't seen ridiculous 8x
Okay.
or 9x.
Okay, then go.
I have seen 4x, but I don't remember a 5x, but I've seen 4x in position.
Go 75. 75 to 100.
75 is fine. I do not make that choice. I click. I'm clicking because I want to induce. I want him to re-click.
Okay.
But this might be fancy play syndrome.
I think that you've just given him. I just think you've just given a range to him to absolutely call without putting in enough money, and there's no doubt that the button calls, and you have a great hand out of position to 2 players.
Yeah. This is, what am I thinking in game? I'm thinking in game 1, I don't want folds, and I'm thinking in game 2, I might BSTI in here.
Yeah, you might.
I might induce the re-click, which will make me very happy.
Which do you think is more likely to induce the re-click? The 35 or a call?
A call, a flat would actually do it more, but I'm not comfortable flatting this thing out of position.
Okay. So what you've done is you've made a middling choice between the two. It may still be the best choice, but
This is probably a merge pre-flop play. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay, let's go on.
I think you're right. I don't like playing hands multi-way out of position, but that's the situation I put my in. So we're not ideal here. But this hand's gonna end very quickly, so.
It was also almost impossible for you not to go multi-way here, because if you go to 75 and he calls, the button is getting great odds because of his call.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You go to
okay, so have you ever experienced a player like the player class I'm talking about?
Yes, I did it about a week ago, and I made a terrible mistake against him. It'll be one of the hands that I show.
Okay, and this is my last hand, by the way, and it ends quickly, by the way, so we're gonna move on. And I appreciate the hour we spent on these. So what size would you do here? 70?
Yeah,
70,
60
yeah.
to 75.
Yeah, 60, 70.
Yeah.
Whatever the number is that you've seen him not fold to.
So I think that's better here.
So
I think I was playing a little too meta here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to induce a BSTI.
Do you want to get the good player out?
Yes, I would like to play heads up.
So then you go 100.
Yeah, I think 75 to I like 75. I think that's a good number here. I think that's a better
75.
number here. I don't want to play. I generally do not want to play any hands multi-way out of position.
Yeah, my first concern would be to get the good player out, and I know that homeboy is going to call me, so I'm just going to go 100.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I got a little bit too fancy play wanting to see him re-raise. I think you guys are right.
Adrian, I just want to throw one thing in there. I completely agree with you, but I expect that you can't. Meaning I expect that there is no size that that the bad player calls, that after the bad player calls, the good player doesn't call in position. He knows he's behind you, but he's got all the extra dead money of the bad player that's going to hit.
That's valid. That's valid.
And he's at 400, and he's 400 deep against him. Exception is, of course, if you jam.
Yeah, and this was right. I did say this guy's at, I'm back at starting stack, essentially.
Yeah.
And this guy is here. So
But
we get to
I'm all with your thought process, Adrian. It makes total sense. It just can't happen. Can't. It's hard.
Yeah, I think there might be a size this
It might be.
and he's got a very wide 3-betting range trying to ISO him.
Maybe 180 does that.
Yeah.
But
So I decided to go I like this flop.
Mhm.
And I decide to go. Now, what I was thinking two things here. One, in theory, we always size down multi-way. Two, we've got a very good hand. Does need a lot of protection in this dry dynamic board.
Mhm.
Three, he might do something crazy.
Yeah, bye.
But I was mostly thinking about theory, like the small size here.
Yep.
So I bet 20% and we get our dream. He just puts it in my
Yay.
face. He folds.
Yep.
And you won't believe his combo. His favorite hand. It was 6-9 again.
Wow.
Well, he did. It's nine and he had a 6.
Good job.
And so I finished this orbit and I left and I lost 3 buy-ins. I lost $600 and I'm happy with that because I embraced the variance.
Good.
Although maybe I won't feel so happy about that after I take a nap.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
Good.
Any comments on this hand? And otherwise I'm gonna hand it over to someone else.
He's playing, talk to him, buddy, try and get his number, be like, find out where you're playing again. When you're playing again, let's play some more.
Yeah, that's a good
I
idea.
love it. I love it.
He did terrify me though.
Mhm.
He did terrify me.
As
So
a player or as a person?
as a human being, he terrified me.
It's Texas. You're supposed to be strapped anyways, right?
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, I'm not, but you're right. Most people are. But maybe that's why I was terrified. Because he probably is.
Anybody else got a comment on this before we move on?
I think you need to have a way of, I don't know, like I guess when I see something like that, I try to flip stacks as fast as possible.
And your reason for doing that, Derek, is you want to get you don't mind. You just want to be extra deep with him when the mistake comes. So you're saying you're going to sit down at the table with this guy and outside of poker, saying before we play any poker, would you like to flip a coin for stacks 3 times? And if you win,
Yeah.
great. And if you lose, he has $800 and you're going to get it back in good poker later. So you want to play
Right.
bad poker now. You know, I mean, not bad poker. You want to play break even poker, which is not what you went there to do. Because as long as the money is in his stack and not somebody else's, it's going to come back, if not to you, at least to the table. Is that
Right?
okay? I see.
And I think that it's always good to have 10, 20 buy-ins
Okay.
Yeah, I
It's
get it.
very
I can
unfortunate.
understand that.
for these sorts of situations.
It's very unfortunate that your game is not a match the stack game. Okay.
Pardon me?
Okay. I got some live hands. Does anybody else want to do live hands before I go? All right. I will give you some I will give you some live hands here. All right. There we go. So these are all this week. All right. It's me with aces. Hooray.
You like aces.
So the game is a 3-5-10 game.
Oof.
So that's always 3-5-10. The straddle is mandatory. You're allowed to play the game without it, but 1 session out of 30, someone refuses to do it. Okay. So limp, raise, call, re-raise. This is great.
You 200 big blinds deep against the squeezer.
Yes, more than, yeah, I mean, 200, yeah, we're at 200. Right? So I'm gonna four bet, no question. What size?
I think it needs to be
500?
huge, 550.
Okay. It needs
I
to
like
be huge.
500.
It needs to be huge because,
You wanna move out the button?
okay. Um,
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be huge.
yeah, a normal, a
50
normal,
is.
a normal theoretical four bet size here is gonna be sort of 2.2, 2.3, which is gonna be
Like,
um,
yeah, 450, whatever.
440, 450 like that. But there is the extra dead 40 in there. So you could go to, 490, but that, and all those numbers, 400, 450 collapses his range. It crushes him. He knows between the two of us, we've got very strong hands. And remember, he's not facing just a little raise here. Even to 400, it's still a 10x to him. So all those. So now tell me why about 500, 550. I don't think you're wrong, by the way, but tell me why.
500 for me is the size just for the reason you spoke about. Now, I'm not as formulaic about it, but I want to make, I think absolute numbers are important in live games. As opposed to thinking, I mean, we're thinking in big blinds, but not everyone at the table is thinking in big blinds.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I was-
so I like 500 because I think it moves out button. And we want a number that's gonna move out button and we're gonna play heads up.
So, who was the one who said huge 550,
I said not huge 550, but I was thinking 550 because my kind of normal in position four bet is I generally go at 2.5, but with the 40 and the extra limp and the extra blind, that little bit of extra dead money in there gets us closer. If we can, especially with aces in position, if we can lower the SPR pre-flop enough that we see the flop, we have a better chance. We go 550, that what puts 11, 40, 50, 65, takes him, he's got an SPR of just over 2. A lot easier to get the money in after.
okay. Those are
There's
all,
one other argument here is that we've got aces, and so there is an argument for sizing down.
yep, not with kings, only with aces.
I would not deal with kings, but with aces, I think there's an argument for sizing down.
That,
Yeah, yeah, I think sizing down with aces is good.
he checks. We've got an SPR of under 2.
What do you think of this player?
This player is, let's see how we've described him. I remember exactly who he is. I don't have the description here. This player is creative, thinking, and not trained.
Interesting.
And by that I mean that he's going to be thinking about his cards, he's going to be thinking about your hands, he's going to be making decisions, he's going to think at second or third level, but he isn't going to have a fundamentally sound set of ranges because I believe that he has talked poker and thought poker, but not studied with the tools that we study with.
Gotcha. Street poker.
Realistically,
Street
he
poker.
probably thinks your four betting range is way tighter than it is.
Street poker against against a thinking, definitely thinking player.
So queens and jacks are definitely in his range, right? But there's 3 combos of queens or 3 combos of jacks.
And I would think kings are not well represented in his range.
And queens are not. So
Queens and jacks are.
So, and then there's 2 combos, queen jack suited. Do you think he has queen jack suited against a 4-bet?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he has queen jack suited. I think he has king queen, ace queen, ace
Ace jack.
king, Jack, jack, queen, queen, 10, 10.
You think he has ace queen off?
Ace 10 suited,
Ace jack, yeah.
ace 10 suited, ace jack, all those hands. I think it's all those hands. Ace jack.
All right, so
Ace queen off, ace jack suited. I think all those hands got here, including ace king. I don't think he's 5 betting all of his ace king.
so once we give him the offsuit combos, even though obviously you're blocking a lot of them, of ace, what about king queen off?
Did you just cut out? Did I just die or did you?
Now, what about king queen off? Do you think he's got king queen off?
Yep.
Okay, so he's loose. That's incredibly loose to call king queen off out of position against a 4-bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so if once we give him king queen off at full frequency,
I'll give him half the frequency of king queen off and all the frequency of ace queen off. Let's do that.
okay.
Half the time he folds.
So
But I
obviously
made it
there's a lot more
really
king
small.
queen
I made it
off.
really small. I don't know that he folds king queen off here. I don't know that he does. Okay.
Okay, so then we're
Go on.
okay. So then we're ahead of a lot of his range once we give him offsuit combos of those.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not afraid that I'm behind right now. I might be, but I'm not afraid of it yet.
You know, I mean, so my condensed range to this 4-bet is going to not include any of the hands he was talking about, but that I'm not him, obviously. What we're saying is this is a loose passive, loose aggressive, maybe because he's creative. Anyway, yeah, we're just thinking about geometric.
Okay.
I'm thinking geometric here.
All right.
Have we thought, are we thinking ahead that, you know, with my bet, you know, if he check raise jams on me, what am I doing?
Calling.
Okay, so then do we maybe want to go a little bit on the smaller side to maybe let him think that if he check raise jams, he might get us to fold with some, you know, gut shots and air balls or under pairs?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Basically, this is a 2-bet game, right? There's
Well,
just 2 bets left.
I like geometric sizing here. We go 35%, 40%, 35%, 40%, and then what we've got left on river is 35, 40% pot.
300. So let's say we put in 300. 300, he calls, that's 1,500 in the pot. He's got 1,200 left. Now, 1,500 in the pot, we go 500. And he's got 800 left. Yeah. Yeah. So the Geo is even smaller than a third here.
Yeah, I think I like geometric sizing here across 2 streets.
Okay.
Once we give them offsuit combos of stuff, I mean, we don't know what our runout's going to be, but I think we often are going to go geometric here, 3 streets.
Or can we look at like 350 here, jam turn?
2-street game is fine, but I think against someone that's as wide as what Scotty's saying, I think we max value 3 streets.
Okay.
I think we max value by going geometric. I think we get the greatest amount of come along calls across 3 streets with the geometric side of it.
So my thought process was much, much simpler. It was, I have 4-bet, and my imposition response to 4-bets is to bet small.
Yeah, that's well, what's your small size? 20?
200, 150, 250.
Okay.
So 200. 200, and I was gonna call the check raise unhappily.
Yeah.
But I've also bet small enough to invite check raises.
Yeah. Because a creative player.
Call. He has jacks and queens here that just call. They exist. But a lot of them raise. Especially because my ace king has a straight draw that goes with it. So I think there's a lot of raising from him. There. King of spades.
Yeah,
We love blocking these
there,
10.
What do you want to do?
It's not a great card.
All right, check.
Kind of possibly one of the worst cards we could see.
Yeah.
I like check here and let him
Yep.
then pot control at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he has a ton of two pairs here, and I think that a lot of the value targets are now folding to a bet for my ace king. And when he has the ace king, he's going to put the money in on the river.
Yeah.
Maybe not all in, but he's going to put a hefty bet in on the river, and I'm going to call it, not raise it. And I'm going to beat ace king, and I'm going to lose to king queen and queen jack and pocket jacks and pocket kings that I don't think he has, and pocket queens, which I think he does have. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I don't mind check.
King Jack, yeah.
Jack,
Pretty
jack.
shitty card.
Pretty shitty card.
P2 one time. No.
Four spades. Spades come in. We have the ace of spades. He checks.
Check.
I think this is a clear bet fold.
Okay.
Mm.
What size?
Small.
I think it's a bet fold B50.
Okay. So B50 is 675, right?
Yeah,
It's-
you might be
Yeah.
able to exploit bet smaller. You might be able to do like a B33.
That's what
So
I'm
what-
thinking.
Where was pot? Sorry.
Pot was 14. Pot was just under 14, and
Okay, yeah, B50. Yeah, that's what yeah, okay.
Okay.
And
He calls.
oh well, we're gonna win 89% of the time here.
Not this time.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Right. And I thought for a long time on the bet. I mean, I thought for a long time.
I think you have obligatory bet there.
And
See,
the length of my thought process, while he was calling anyway, made it trivial for him. Because I'm not thinking that long with spades, and I'm not thinking that long with a set. So he was gonna call me anyway. I don't think he was folding anyway if I insta bet, but I think that my length of time that I thought almost said what my hand was.
let's be honest though, if somebody's calling a four bet out of position with king deuce, even with it being suited,
Mhm.
they're probably not folding two pair on that river anyways,
No.
even though it is top and bottom.
No,
If you snap bet
Yep, I agree.
the river.
I just made it easier for him.
Oh yeah.
Quick
I-
question
I-
here. So
I
we
like
talked
your
about
play.
timing tells and you felt like you were giving away a timing tell, right?
Absolutely.
So how do we hide our timing by now Hollywooding in situations where we have easy choices? And piss off the table.
I should.
No.
I should.
I think sometimes now if we have clear timing tells, because we do, I can't speak for you, but I don't want to be in a situation where I feel like I need to think through range versus range and make intelligent decisions.
Yeah.
And feel pressure from the table.
Right.
So I sometimes do Hollywood. I
So
mean,
I
I've
have
got
a
players
question.
who hate my guts, but I don't give a
I
fuck.
think I need to a little bit.
I have a question for you, Scotty.
Yeah.
Given that he called the flop and called the turn, what are you beating that he calls on that river bet?
Ace king.
Just
Ace
ace
king
King's
and
no
king
good on the
10.
turn.
Oh, wait a minute, on the turn. Oh, sorry.
No,
What?
that he calls the flop, he calls the turn. So the only hand you're beating
No,
here.
check on the turn. Check on the turn.
Oh, and check on the turn. I'm sorry. Check
Check.
on the turn. All
Once
right.
he goes check twice, you have an obligatory. You cannot
Yeah.
you
Okay.
cannot check back aces here after
Right.
he checks twice.
And
If
we've
I had
talked
bet the
about
turn-
this before about the Ben Affleck rule.
Matt
Or
Affleck.
Matt Affleck rule, right? And it's usually not common to use any size less than half pot if you're going to reopen on the river in position.
Mhm.
Here's a spot I think where if you just go a little smaller, he's not number one, he's not going to raise you even if he has king queen here. That spade is going to kind of throw him off. So you
Especially
lose
with-
less, and he's not going to raise you as a bluff, and he's still going to call you with worse. And he may call you all the way down with ace queen, or maybe if he has ace jack, who knows? I don't know. But going smaller maybe is a little.
Hmm.
Okay, I thought, here's my belief here was, on the river, I've decided you do not have, the flush. I'm afraid of the two pairs when I check behind twice. And I think a lot of your two pairs bet here, even with the flush, because of my play, because I'm going to check behind so much. I have the ace of spades, so I'm much less afraid of it. What's my sizing? I can bet, and I can definitely get value from ace king here. The ace king that the reason he didn't donk was he, you know, thought he was ahead like that, but let me bet. He was going to bet the river, and then the flush came in, and he decided not to bet the river.
Yeah.
So he's got lots of ace king here. He's still got his ace queen here as played, and they will call me. What will they call? Well, they'll certainly call 400. They'll call 500. Matt Affleck rule brings me to 700. Okay, 700. That was my
The
thought.
other
my thought
issue
process.
for me against the creative player, does a explosively small bet open you up?
Yeah.
To check raise bluff.
Mhm. That's a thing that I wasn't considering here, in position, because I wasn't considering that small a bet, but it's
Yeah.
absolutely a consideration, something to worry about.
You're holding
Maybe
a
it's
card
less
that
with the
would, you're
naked
holding
ace
a
of
card that
spades.
would like block him from doing it.
Yeah, that's valid.
That was, I looked, I said this ace of spades means a lot here. This means so much.
I think you play this hand well. I don't think I think you've got to bet river.
Okay, great. So other things that I saw, the I guess so tell in someone's face, and you've watched him play. So this is an easy tell to broadcast, but people who are broadcasting tells, I think you can pick up on hands that you're not in. You can see them having done it, which was on a particular turn where he did the, I guess so, was an invitation to bluff the river when the I guess so's don't get there. The I guess so is I have a marginal hand that may, it may have a draw, something with it, yeah, I guess I need to call. And you know what that physically looks like when someone is saying to you with their body language, I guess so. And again, you've got to, before you do it, because it's one of the easier tells to broadcast.
I cut
But
out. Can you repeat the tell again? I cut out.
tell when you look at somebody, you make a bet, they're thinking about calling you, they make the call, and in their call, when you're looking at them, the message that their body or their face or even their mouth and words say is, yeah, I guess so.
It's
Okay.
almost the fuck it, right?
No, fuck it is different. Fuck it is different than I
It's the
guess.
one hand I've never beat.
What?
Fuck
Say
it
that
is the
again?
one hand I've never beat in a hand of poker.
I say it again. Go to the beginning of the story.
I can never beat the fuck it hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That when they say fuck it, they get there or you're bluffing.
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
Yeah, they get there every time.
They get there. Okay. Well, keep playing. Statistics will come out. It won't be every time. You may remember that it's every time though. On your deathbed, you may say, no, Scotty was wrong. And it's possible that they sun ran against you for your whole life, but I don't think so. I think that's going to be confirmation bias. The next one before the hand was an angle. That I wasn't taught, and I considered saying something about it. So
So there was an angle. Sorry. So where was the angle that you were not in the hand at the angle?
I was not angled. But I watched the other people get angled.
Do
So
tell.
yeah. So the guy is going to come up in he may be coming up he's definitely coming up in a later hand. He was similar to Larry's guy, although it wasn't drugs. So he ended up with a VPIP in the 80s like that. And when he limped and there was a raise, he called it to almost any size. And he also called raises and re-raises. And it was sort of like testing what is the size that's going to get that is or isn't gonna get the fold for control, to get this. Does 70 do it? No. Does 100 do it? No. I was increasing my ISO size, against him. It's like, I'm ISOing this hand. I first ISO'd normal, then I ISO'd 70, then I ISO'd to 100, and he called. Then there was a hand where jamming was the right thing to do pre-flop, or maybe it was on the flop, I don't remember which. And when I jammed and got the folds, I made the comment out loud. I said, well, okay, so I guess that's the size that gets the fold. So that's the guy, very, very active.
Okay.
In a hand, he has, so we have white chips, which are $100 chips. We have black chips, which are $20 chips, and we have $5 red chips. And then we have $1 for tipping, like that, and for making change. But that's the game. He has a stack of red chips, he has some black chips, and he has his white chips there.
White chips are 100.
White chips are 100. He's first to act, and he flips a $20 chip into the pot, which is technically a call, not a raise to 20.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. But he flips the chip into the pot, says nothing. Nobody asks if it's a call. The next guy calls the 20 because he wouldn't raise to 20.
Next guy flips in $10.
First guy flips in a 20.
Yeah.
The second guy puts in four red chips to call the 20. And the reason we know he's calling the 20
I see.
is his ISO size is not to 20. He
Got
would
it.
call 10, he would raise to 40 or 50 or 35 or at least 30. He's not raising to 20. He isn't that player.
Got it.
It was a bet of 20.
And the dealer didn't do what the dealer should go and say, that's a call?
To the first one, no, he didn't say it,
Okay.
dealer didn't say it like that. Just before the next person calls the 20, I said, is that a call or is that a raise to 20? And the dealer says, that's a call. And as the next guy is about to go in to call the 20, I don't say out loud, hold on, he believed he was calling. Which did you want to do? Because the other guy puts in the 20. And my thought was, who cares? It's 10-20, the guy's limping, he's going to call anyway. They're going to see the flop, whatever. But it was clear that the second guy misunderstood, and the third guy came in, was sort of about to make his response to that.
Uh-huh.
And once that response is made, it's too late. And that's when I said, hold on, but I didn't push it because what do I care? But I said it. Goes around the table to the calls of 20, first guy jams. And I'm very confident that was why he did it that way.
That is naughty.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that is going to affect the next hand.
So is this guy drinking?
He's acting like there's drinking going on in his life. I
Got it.
don't remember whether there was alcohol at the table. This was a little while ago. Okay. So
What a naughty
yes,
first level
Yeah.
angle.
yeah. So this affects his hand at the end, and I believe that he's about to leave. I didn't bother to put it into the replayer because I'm going to tell it fast. Because I don't remember all the positions. I just remember what the note was. So this is my play with 9-7 offsuit. It was terrible. And part of it is why I tell that story is he's the guy and here's how my emotions got involved with the guy. So, it's a limp pot, multi-way. I'm in the big blind, not in the straddle. Limp, 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 limp. I have 9-7 offsuit. And I complete. And this is don't complete it, complete it. It's in there like that. I could have also folded it. And the other thing is the straddle was not going to raise. Straddle had already looked at their cards. So flop comes 9-7. I have 9-7 offsuit. The flop comes 9-4-6 with two spades. It goes check, check, I check, goes check, check around to this bad player, the one who angled, and he just jams his last 500. Now he's had huge stacks he's built it up to, and he's now lost and he's down to 500. And he's getting ready to leave the table. And I called him with top pair and no kicker. And I think I did it because of the $20 angle and a little bit about the fact that he had a VPIP of 80% and like this, and he was a very bad player. But this was a stupid call. And he had 6-4. Of course he had 6-4. Why wouldn't he have 6-4? And I did not get lucky.
Yeah, that's a,
$500.
I mean, you can understand why you got to that headspace, right?
And so
How many people were in the hand when he jammed?
it was multi, but it was at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5.
So the one piece, I made a very similar mistake a couple nights ago when I called off the top pair against a jam on turn.
Mhm.
Against the guy who's capable of bluffing. The one part of the if I had thought more, the one part that would have been able to allow me to fold my ace jack is that he bet big on flop multi-way.
Yeah.
The one piece that I wish I had thought about in that hand, and I'm not saying this is right for you in your situation, but when I think about that hand, even though there was a hand I showed I'm not gonna go there, but hand I showed a long time ago where he bluffed me off 2 pair.
Yeah.
And so and he's capable of bluffing at any moment.
Yeah.
And if I had thought the one piece of the puzzle I wish I had thought about is on flop, he had bet close to pot multi-way. And I had ace jack with backdoor flush draw. I'm always calling. But on turn when he jammed, if I had replayed the hand in my head and said, well, I've got a bluff catcher and I need to take consideration of the fact that he bet pot from out of position into multiple players, I maybe could have made a hero fold.
Yeah. And I should have, at the same time, I also should have thought about the fact that I had put $5 into this pot.
Yeah, that's true too.
I was in the big blind, so I had to put 5 in. So the only thing I voluntarily put in this pot was $5. And I decided to put another 500 in with top pair, no kicker, on a board where when he's betting a draw, his draws have tremendous equity against me when it's a draw. And when it's a made hand, it's terrible. And
he jammed and you were the last to act, like nobody else was in it.
Nobody else was going. It went, I have the wrong order. I have the wrong number of checks here and the order because I didn't record it that way.
I guess all I'm asking is you
I'm
were
the only one
closing
who's
the
calling.
action.
No one else was calling. They had checked already in it. He jams. Everybody folds. To me, I think about it. I look to my left. They're done with a hand.
Oh, so they're actually technically still in the hand. They hadn't folded.
Right. There's a straddle to my left.
Okay.
I believe he might have been, it may have only been the straddle or could have been the straddle and one other player. I do not remember.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you called, you technically weren't closing the action.
I was not closing the action, but I trusted my read that I was closing the action, and I didn't call before looking at that.
Yeah.
I looked to my left before making the call, confirmed in my mind to whatever accuracy you can get from physical tells. These guys were done with a hand because these guys were done with a hand. They didn't have chips on their cards. One might have been holding them for that. The other one had been watching TV. They were done when he went all.
So it's always hard to fold top pair against an 80% VPIP mini.
Right.
We all know that.
And I think here's what my problem was, and I want somebody to give me a little talk about this, which is I think the two things that went into me was not that if he had an 80% VPIP and therefore his range is this or that, because when you have an 80% VPIP, you can hit this with 2 pair.
Yeah, that's the crazy part of that's what bites us over and over again with 80% VPIP.
So it's not that his 80% VPIP implied a range that I was then beating. It's that his 80% VPIP made me feel that I deserved to beat this guy. And the $20 chip angle made me believe that I should.
I see your point. So the one piece one piece I would take away is we get back to first principles.
Mhm.
He's betting huge into multiple people.
Right.
And that is You know, when I thought about the hand I mentioned, that's what I took away. He bet pot into multiple people.
Yep.
And this guy had two pair too. He had ace nine against my ace jack.
Yep.
So that is maybe the one first principle that you can take away and think about next time. I know I'm going to try to think about that next time.
Okay. Anybody else?
No. Did you at least have a spade?
I believe I did not. I believe I did not even have a spade. Yeah, no, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing your mistakes. I try to bring my fuck ups as much as often
Yeah,
as possible.
Yeah.
And I got plenty. I have plenty to choose from.
All right, here we go. So, let's see what another ace. Okay.
Can I ask you a quick question as an aside about your notes?
Yeah.
Do you take your notes are better than mine? My notes do not include as much annotation.
Mhm.
Are you doing this in game?
Yes,
Are you reflecting afterwards and writing the kind of the narrative down?
I am. Most of these are my notes that I took in game. Then I went back and did the replayer. And as I was doing the replayer, I might have remembered something else,
And you
like
flesh out a little bit.
this one, this scene. Should I have read this as an overpair at best and check raise? I didn't do this at the time. I remembered it, so I went and did the hand. I went and took these. These were the notes that I did.
Mhm.
Everything here. Then when I entered it in the replayer, I wrote this question for us today.
That's a good way to do it.
Right.
All right.
This note was written live at the moment. These notes are all like that. So and this one, yeah. So that's these are kind of my notes as maybe just a tiny bit cleaned up. All right.
One more quick question, and I'll be done with the side question. Do you stand up from the table
Nope.
to not let people see that you're writing
Nope.
down a hand history, or you don't give a fuck?
Nope. You don't give a fuck. And here's how much I don't give a fuck. Tony from Hungry Horse, when he was sitting to my right, while he was doing his recording, he was taking his notes in a notebook, not on his phone. And I kind of like that because it's easier to write fast.
It is.
And he was not hiding it at all. And he was writing down what his cards were on the whole thing.
Oh, whoa.
He was not hiding it at all. It's like, I had king here. I did, this so that he could do it for annotating the video. And the reason that's not a big deal to him is he's going to put that on YouTube and tell everybody what his hands were. So
They're gonna know anyway.
what does he care if the person next to him knows what his hand was a hand ago?
Yeah, I can see. I'm a little bit secretive. I don't really want people to know that I'm taking notes of a hand. I
Sure.
get up and pretend I'm doing an text.
Yeah.
No one else. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else that I can remember ever write down a hand history. But I hide it. I stand up, sit away from the table, and I type it in, make it look like I'm doing a text message.
Okay, here's why I think you don't need to bother, but feel free to do it. I don't think you need to bother because they'll just think you're texting anyway. They're not
Yeah,
watching.
probably right.
And maybe lean back from the table when you do it so they can't see exactly what you're typing, but nobody cares what you're typing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Ever use the fast roll app for note taking at the table?
I've never used it. It might be good.
It's
Yeah, I know
pretty
there's a
good.
bunch of people. There's a bunch of apps out there. I just write down as text.
Fast roll's pretty. It's good and it's fast.
All right, take a note here.
I should take a look at it. I'm gonna look. Yeah, thank you for mentioning it.
I need a better way of keeping track. I took Scotty's suggestion as writing down in a book physically, and I found that helped. But I still didn't get everything I wanted. I still didn't get all the hands.
Yeah, I don't get
So-
it. I don't get everything. All right, here we go. So we have a limp. We have a raise to 50. We are going to ISO. Our ISO size is going to be 200, 210, 220, 225. And because no one is paying attention to me and the sizes go up and down, I can make a little adjustment with my hand strength, which if we put this on YouTube, I have to stop doing. Doesn't matter. And oh my gosh, I make a dramatic adjustment with it.
It's fine.
But it's still gonna get, I'm still gonna get heads up against him. I'm just guaranteeing, I'm just guaranteeing the call. Yeah, I mean, this is what's gonna happen here. 200 was probably a better choice, whatever. All right. 10-7-5. I'm gonna bet about third pot, I assume. I don't remember this hand at all, but I assume I'm gonna bet about 120. I know me. I bet 85. All right. Don't know where that came from. I'll look in my notes and see why. Get raised.
Oh,
Mm.
shit.
Yeah, but an easy oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm not folding aces now.
Well, let's talk about range.
Okay. He has here ace 10. He has pocket fives, pocket sevens, and pocket tens all at full frequency. He doesn't have very much 10-7. He has no 10-5. He has probably no 7-5. So give him give him one combo of 7-5. There are 3 combos possible. Only a third of them play this way, probably less than that. So no 2 pairs. All the sets play this way. So does the ace 10, so do the flush draw, and so do the, let's just say, good draws. We won't even define them. We don't have to be that careful. We just say he has draws here that do this. And we'll refine what the draws are specifically later in the hand if we need to. And I'm doing this to save mental space. And this is a hungry horse thing. Which
Also, do we know anything about the player?
let's see. He wasn't overtly fishy. That's all we have.
Okay.
We don't know. I don't remember which guy he was at this point. But that's my note there. So we could now say, if you wanted to go in detail, we could say, well, he has some flush draws, and which flush draws are they? Well, he has all of his ace 10, ace jack, ace queen flush draws, probably not the ace king, it probably 4 bets, ace 9 suited, maybe. When he does his suited connectors with a flush draw, the 8-9 is there, the 9-10 is there. We could get that detail. And then we could say, does he have the 9-10 offsuit? Does he have the 6-8? But I don't think we need to at this point for mental energy at the table.
I get it. That makes
All of
sense.
that. Oh, go on.
Can we go back to your sizing? Just go back to, you did about a B20?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this is an inducing sizing?
Yes.
Okay. So that is important to think about.
Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm not.
Take your bet away. What was the pot? So it's 4, so 370. Okay, 375. Yeah, B25. Okay.
Yeah. B25. And it's because, by the way, if I have to say anything about where it is I decided that my bet was more like a 4 bet than a 3 bet because of the limp and raise. So he doesn't have his button range here. He has a strengthened button range here.
He does. He's got a lot of jacks,
Yeah.
queens here.
He's lacking a lot of the button bluffs.
Uh-huh.
Because a bunch of them just call instead. My size keeps in his whole range there.
Yeah,
Almost,
agreed.
almost his whole range. So, so that's how we get here. And with that, I decided if this were a 4 bet, I would bet small. And it's kind of close. It's kind of 4 bet-ish. And my hand needs no protection at all. And the only thing it needs protection is from flush draws. And them I cannot protect myself from. So let's keep his range super wide going to the turn. Let's keep in all the gut shots and all the just 2 overs because I have so much equity against them. And the better hands will not fold to a bigger bet. So why make a bigger bet? That's the thought process. What do you guys think of that thought process before we go on?
I think it's, I think this is a fine sizing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Okay.
a fine sizing, but I do think it makes sense to mentally prepare yourself for the fact that you could see it
Yep.
could induce aggression against the right player.
Yep, exactly. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So in game, my thought is, he has lots of 10x that he does this with. He has jacks and queens that do this. Absolutely. He has some draws and then he has a few monsters.
Yeah.
That's my thought. And my draws, and I'm not thinking specifically about what the draws are. I'm going, this is my new thing. I used to think of that, and now from Hungry Horse, it's just like, and he has draws. Let's see what happens with the draws, right? So call, no reason, I saw no reason to check, to three bet here.
Yeah, I agree. If he's a good player, he's got 70 bluffs.
Right. Jack comes, brings in one of the draws, strengthens his 10 jack suited, which he does have, like that. Check. Now, here's my inflection point.
Can you go back? I didn't catch what bets. He bets small, so he bets about a third.
He bets
A little bit
small.
less than a third.
He bets small.
Yeah.
Listen to his sizing. What do you think this is saying to you?
Yeah, listen to sizing is important. This is very tough for me, because this is a sizing I'd use with thick value.
Okay.
But applying my strat here to someone else is a fundamental error.
Mhm.
I think what the sizing telling is, I think frankly, to listen to the bet sizing, we have to know a little bit about player class.
Okay.
I was thinking the opposite. I thought this sizing does not scream thick value.
Yeah.
That's my thought. I'm with Mike on this one. I'm thinking I'm thinking ace 10, queen 10, king 10.
I think you're right. I think generally, and I had this conversation in the PLO Crush Live Poker Discord where I post hands all the time.
Yep.
I sometimes will read into this thick value and I'll say, well, he's got monsters here that he's trying to extract value from when he's got nutted equity on both sides. But no, the great majority of the time, this is exactly what it's telling you it is. Listen to the
Yeah, and I
sizing.
think-
He's telling you he has a hand which is not as strong, it's marginal, and maybe ace 10 is a lot here, where now he doesn't like this turn.
And I'm saying, like, I think that it's not thick value. That doesn't mean that it can't be. However, I feel like it's more likely to be something either I'm a little weary now of my hand, and or it's a draw that wants to see the river for cheap, but it doesn't mean you can't have pocket jacks here or jack 10.
Right. Yep. That's my feeling, and my feeling goes that most of his hands that are in the 10-10, jack-jack, 10-jack range can't have, are afraid of the flush draw, are afraid of my flush draw, and they don't bet this small.
Yeah, it's valid.
They don't love what this jack does to my ace king and my ace queen and my king queen, and they don't bet this small. Of his confident hands. His confident hands want to get more money from me, and they don't want to price in my draws.
So that's pushing you towards stick value.
No, that's not pushing. No, I'm pushing him away from that. I'm saying that when he has thick value here, he bets bigger because he doesn't.
He's afraid of your monster draws.
He's afraid of my draws and wants to charge me more, and he's not afraid of his hand. This
Got
side
it.
says to me that he's not confident that he has the best hand anymore.
Got it.
That's where it comes from. And without the flush draw, and without without it being a jack, my draws don't improve to that, and so I don't get to say that. When I have ace king and ace queen and king queen here, I've now improved my draw. So when he has pocket tens or pocket sevens or pocket fives, he bets bigger here because he doesn't want to give my draws a good price. He wants to charge them.
Yeah, I see your point.
I don't mean he needs to push them out. I just means he's not going to make it easy for me to get there.
Do you remember anything about this player? Was he like a regular?
Let's see.
Very fishy.
This is I thought a lot about, okay. So
Not overly fishy.
so I've read
Dylan
this
was not.
yeah, he's not overly fishy. That's it. So on the flop, I thought a lot here about three betting or jamming here, just right here.
Yeah.
Going, I'm top of range here. This is fine. So I considered it, I thought about it, and I probably paused while I thought about it and then decided, nah. Then this came, I got this size, and this is the note I wrote afterwards is, should I have read this as an overpair at best in its size and check raised? Should I check raise his ace 10 that he has here? And his, I don't know what else. Should I be check raising it? What do you think? Given this size and given what we just said about what we think about his hand. Larry doesn't want to, because you don't want to go into a thick value. And Mike, you read this similar to me. Do you want to check raise here?
No, I don't want to check raise here.
Okay. Good enough.
I
You
think
don't-
we're still doing pretty well.
Right.
And he still has some draws.
Yep.
And hands that he's merging.
Yep.
Which, if he's merging, then it calls for a check raise. But
Okay.
when you do 3-bet, then you're just getting called by, gosh, the hands that do beat you.
You
Most of
do
the time.
filter his range extensively.
Okay. Then the king comes. King doesn't bother us a lot. We're not folding to it, it's one of the two pairs, a new two pair gets there, but that's fine. Anybody donking the river now?
Donking is interesting. I don't think I am now.
No. I don't, check, queen, queen. Okay,
Donking is an interesting play.
Yeah.
But I mean, in theory, the donk comes when we've got a card that dramatically shifts equity. But that's very
But-
theoretical, and I don't know how much, frankly, that theory applies to live poker.
yeah, it does shift equity.
Yeah, it does. It brings in
And you can see his thought, he just calls here, makes a little sense. Gets a safe, raises his overpair on the flop. When I call when I call, he doesn't love it. Doesn't hate it yet, but when the jack comes, that's one of the other hands he's beating.
yeah.
Is now gone. And so the check, so now he's not happy, but doesn't want to give a free card to ace, king, ace, queen. So let's just do something. And then
So do
every-
you think that you should be check raising this hand at some frequency on turn?
I don't know. That's why I brought it. That's what the question is.
So generally, I don't think his in position raise on flop. I can understand why he did it, but, and as you said, this is your big question. I can understand why he did, but I generally think it's more linear than what we see here.
Yeah.
In the sense that I think it's higher equity generally.
Yeah.
Than what we see here.
And also we got unlucky to get a king on the river.
Yeah.
Because most blank cards, he's gonna make another value bet and we're just gonna call it, and that's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
it's exactly queens that backs off here.
So let me ask you a question as well. So when I attribute his imposition flop to higher equity hands than just the overpair we see here, am I falling victim to monsters under the bed?
Oh, you mean you don't think he would check, you don't think he would raise an overpair here?
I
Oh.
don't think we as often see this imposition raise with jacks and queens.
I think we do.
Okay.
To this
So
size,
I might be falling victim to a little bit of monsters under the bed.
yeah, to this size, absolutely. Remember,
Okay.
note my size.
All right. Got it. Yeah.
I'm screaming ace king here to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think I need to work on a little bit of the monsters under the bed thing.
Yeah, I'm not screaming jacks. Jacks probably bet bigger because they're more vulnerable. Do that. He raises to see what happens. Right? He gets there. He gets it, and he goes, all right, I'm probably the best hand here. Probably, but maybe not. Maybe I'm going to consider a check on some turns. Then I get this turn. Fuck it, I'm not checking this turn. I'm not giving an ace king and an ace queen a free card. I'm not giving his flush draws a free card, and I'm not going to give, his 10, whatever my 10 is, a free card. But he does, and I'm now in his head. But
Yeah.
this guy does have jack. That was one of the hands I was beating. He does have 10 jack. That's one of the hands I was beating. So I got to do something, or let me bet small and keep him wide. Let me keep the ace queen and ace king in and at least get some value from it.
Yeah.
You know, that I don't know. I don't know if he's using the terms get some value in his head or not. I don't know that about it, but this idea of I have the best hand I raise. I probably still have the best hand, but I'm not sure. So I raise small. I'm trying to say what I think he's thinking in the different terms. Maybe it's that way. So I bet small. All right, fuck it. I don't have the best hand anymore. Ace queen got there, ace king got there. And if I do have the best hand, he's not calling. Check, check. I think maybe that's his thought process. His thought
Yeah, I
process
can see
also,
that.
his thought process also could be tits, boobs, beer, tits, boobs, beer. We don't know. We don't know. Okay.
So Scotty, if the turn or the river comes at 2 of diamonds and you check and he goes big like pot,
I call.
are you snap calling?
Yep. Yep. It's got to be. I'm snap calling on the 2 of diamonds. I am not snap calling on a club. I am not snap calling on a 4-liner. I got to think about the 4-liner when the 8 or the 9 comes, because I got to start thinking, how does he get here with an 8? How does he get here with a 9? But I'm not snap calling. Then I'm looking at like if it's a 9, I'm going, okay, 9 jack, king queen. He can get here with king queen, yeah. You know. How does he bet the flop with, how does he raise me on the flop with king queen? King queen of clubs raises. King queen of spades might. That's what I'm thinking. That's how my brain works.
Yeah, because I would be pretty hesitant to just auto call with aces here.
I don't like it. You know. But yeah, on a 2 of diamonds here, I'm calling a pot size bet. Am I calling a jam? Jam and a pot size bet is the same thing.
Slightly over pot.
We went check, check, 2 of diamonds, check, jam. I'm calling 100%. I'm done. The check, check on the turn. I'm calling.
No, he bet the turn. Remember, he
He
went
bet
triple
200.
barrel. Yeah, he check raised the flop,
Check.
bet smallish on the turn, and then if he went big, triple barrel river.
I think I'm calling. I think I'm calling. It didn't go check, check turn, but it went check small turn. Yeah, I think I'm calling. All right. So the note here is I started playing at 11 a.m. This is a different day than these guys, than the 9/7 day. Okay, so we're the next day now, and it's 1:30 p.m. It's a Friday. I started playing at like 11 a.m., 10 a.m., and 2 or 3 people are already drinking, and they may even be drunk.
Ah,
And one of them is
it's just,
clearly a knowledgeable player, not a good player, but knowledgeable, meaning he can certainly talk the talk. And
it's
he's
just lucky chances.
lucky chances Friday with drunk people. Okay. So I am loving this. I am hating what happens next, but I am loving this. All right. Okay. So pocket jacks, we open to 35. And the reason we're opening to 35 is one of the drunk players is calling lots and lots and lots of hands. And my little size up to 35 is not going to cost anything there. So I just do. Get raised and get a cold call here.
This is interesting.
Right. This is where, so I tank a little bit right here. Oh, I know. No, that's not why I did it. Before I'm looking to my left, before I make anything with my hand, I see that someone is willing to play their hand, probably player 7. And so I decide I can size, the jacks are really good, and I can size up because I'm not going to get a fold.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's what it is that I would like to play jacks. And if I take it down pre-flop, that's fine, but that's not my goal. And when I saw that somebody liked their hand, It's like, well, then I can go to 35. They'll at least call me. And as it turns out, they liked their hand. That's what I saw. That's the note. That's the note right there. Someone had calling chips out. Okay. So there we go. Then we get an extra call here. And now I'm thinking very seriously about squeezing the dead money, even though I would normally, in this position, jacks to a raise here is just a call.
Yeah, so in theory, we have very few calls here.
Yeah. But in theory, he has none.
True.
Calls? You would have calls.
You mean, but well,
Not him. No, not this guy. I'm talking about you, Scotty.
But in this configuration, we don't know because we've never seen in a solver what happens.
That's true. I
flats.
think I misspoke. You're right.
Solver doesn't allow him to flat, so ignore him, and I can check, and jacks play very easily as a call here.
We know that if you open cut off a button called and there's a squeeze in the blind, you've got very few flats.
Yeah.
So that is somewhat analogous to what we have here.
And jacks are, jacks are probably good enough against a squeeze range unless the squeezer is an old man coffee.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what to do here.
with his dead money, I'm really thinking about turning the jacks now into a 4-bet instead of a call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's up to this player over here, this first player, the 3-better.
Yeah.
What's your thought on this guy? Range.
I don't remember which guy he was.
Okay.
I believe he may have been one of the good players. The two guys who are sitting here, if I remember the day, that one of them they're both knowledgeable. He's playing well and he's playing badly, but I could get that could be these two guys.
Is it the philosophy when you're playing a live table here that a 3-bet is ridiculously stronger than a 3-bet when you're online? Unless, like, you can pin this guy as somebody that's decent.
I believe that both of these guys, if I'm remembering the right people in this hand, that both of these guys had theoretically sound 3-bet ranges.
If that's the case, yeah, I would definitely consider the 4-bet.
I think,
Okay.
well, let's talk about range too. I think queens are a no-brainer for that. Jacks are definitely cuspy. We can make a joke about jacks here,
Yep.
but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I was unsure. I definitely thought about it and went with against his range. I call, and I'm only going to be out of position against one player. This guy's going to be out of position against me. So let's see what happens.
Jacks one time. Nope.
Well, not one time, but this is good. All right,
Yeah,
this
that's good.
check. I can check and flow.
Yep.
Two. Bet. Nice small bet. I can check raise this or not. Everything's fine. I'm fine with this. He calls.
Ah, shit.
Oh, check
All right.
raising.
All right. Now, before we see anything else, let us all remember the
Joey roll.
all-powerful Joey.
What does Joy say here?
Fold. Joey says fold.
Fold.
Joey's
thinking-
growing.
I don't know.
Well, no,
I think
Joey-
even Joey might peel one here. You have the Jack of Hearts.
And if you got two back doors.
Why does
Yeah.
Joey say fold here?
In a multi-way pot where two people are interested in the pot, one pair rarely wins by the river. That's Joey.
Oh, okay.
Now, against a bet and a raise, we can fold.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Yeah,
the jack. I don't hate the idea of folding without the jack of hearts and calling with the jack of hearts and not randomizing, but cutting my jacks in half that way. I don't hate that
I think that's a good
Mhm.
roll.
for 140. So we'll call one. So we'll call one here. Okay, we'll call one.
So
But we are at least going, Joey. That's in my head. Joey. Joey is in my head.
Right?
Oh, I
Ah.
was thinking of racing here.
Okay. Well, I didn't raise. And by the way, I didn't seriously consider it when I got the second call. I considered it against the one bet. If this guy,
Yeah, 2 colors.
so check, check. Great,
Beautiful.
fabulous,
Exactly what you were hoping for.
hooray.
Well,
So the question now is, let's talk about ranges. So I think, how much can we remove flush draws from player 7's range when he checks back on turn?
Not at all.
Okay. So can we argue a good player does polarize at some frequency with his nutted draws, even multi-way, but is he a good player does the opposite? Multi-way, when he gets 2 callers, he chooses to check back his nutted draws.
Does he check back his flush draw, his big flush draws? Now let's see. He 3-bet pre. Yes.
Yeah, so he's got
Well, he
maybe
probably
king queen
doesn't
suited.
have 7-9. He doesn't have 7-9 suited here very
He's
often.
got
at all.
king queen suited, ace,
Yeah.
king of hearts, ace queen of hearts, ace jack. Well, he doesn't. Nope, he's got. I can think of 3 combos. Maybe ace 10 of hearts.
Yep.
I can think of 3
Check back.
combos.
Does he check back his sets ever? No, never, never,
Never.
never, ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever. Does he check back a set here?
Yeah.
Does he check back aces, kings, queens to this action? Not on that spade.
Probably not, but maybe.
Not on that. Yes, but not on the spade.
Right. Yeah, probably not.
He's got to have ace, ace, specifically of spade heart to be comfortable checking back here. I think. Not the solver, the person. So he can absolutely have hearts here. And now the misery.
What was the pot? 900 or 800? 700? Yeah,
Oh,
that
this sucks.
That
Sucks
does suck.
so much. Sucks so much. What do you want to do?
just an easy
I want to go
fold.
back and 4-bet.
Who said he could fold?
He wants to go back in time.
Yeah.
Before.
I personally think it's just an easy fold.
Yeah,
At
I
this
think
point.
so too. Not easy, but I think it's a fold.
The size
It goes
though.
back to if we were heads up in position and facing this bet on the river, I think it's almost just a snap call. But multi-way with the 3-better and flop aggressor to still act behind us, we can never raise here. And I mean, we call. If he raises, we're cooked, and we just put 300 in that we know we're pissing away to any raise. Or
Right.
even if player 7 calls, we know we're smoked.
Right.
And I'd asked you earlier about player 7 because I didn't ask you about the other player over here that's now betting into us. We know that he's probably not very good because he flatted a 4-bet.
Yes.
He flatted a 4-bet, and
3-bet.
Therefore, he's not being creative here.
so he could be over. You could be value.
He could be overvaluing, but how hard is it to bet ace 10 on this river? Pretty
Yeah.
hard, right?
Yeah, I'm still in the camp of fold, but I just wanted to ask you about this player since I asked you about the other one. Now I'm like really curious. I just put this other guy into like a fish camp. So
That's also, there is some listening to the sizing here. This was what? This was a
$700 pot.
so he's betting a little
That's
less than
40.
half.
Less than half.
So is a player who is fishy. We're going to put him in the fish. I'm going to put him in the fish school.
All right.
Is he using this size with nutted equity? With nutted hands with
Absolutely.
his sets, a set of 10s maybe, and his flushes.
Is a fish
Willing to
betting small
bet.
with a flush?
Sure.
I'm willing to bet he's the kind of player, if at any given time you ask him how much is in the pot, he doesn't know. And to him, $300 is a big bet.
Yeah,
Right.
it could be.
Yeah, absolute size is important here. You have a very good point. Is that Andy?
Yeah.
That's Andy.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Against with the fish, absolute size is important. Not percentage of pot, absolute size is important.
Okay.
You know,
So
especially when we go back to thinking of the previous sizings, you know, the pot scales quicker because it's three-handed, but it was 90 pre-flop and 140 on the flop. So he's more than double absolute size the last bet put into the pot. So in his mind, there's a very good chance he's thinking he's making a big bet with a nutted hand.
right. Good idea. Nice thoughts. Okay. So no one is raising here, right? No
No
one
one
is
is
saying I have the jack of hearts and raising. There's no chance
I
of that.
don't know.
Absolutely no.
Right. Good. Okay. We're good with that.
This would be a very hard fold for me to
We're
make.
hearing lots of folds and lots of I don't know folds. So who here is calling? Is anyone calling? Either say it or type it in the chat. Your choice.
Go over the action one more time.
I'll run through it real quick. And the
Mhm.
question is simply, is anyone calling? All right. Give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no answer in the chat or out loud, and I'll run it and I'll write it and I'll run it again. Here's the action. Let me move you guys out of the way so I can get to the clicker. Okay, here we go. So we open a tiny bit bigger than usual, doesn't matter, pre-flop. We get 3-bet. The 3-bet gets cold called by the small blind, out of position. Very fishy. We think about 4-betting, and we don't. We flop an overpair and a backdoor flush draw and a backdoor straight draw. Check, check. He bets 140 into a pot of 420. So small bet. Our initial fishy guy calls with it. You could do this with a 10. He could do this with a flush draw. He could do this with a 9 jack. Lots of hands. I might block the 9 jacks, but he could do this with a lot of hands. We do not fold an overpair with the heart here, but we consider it when our inner Joey just says to a bet and a call, if two people are interested, one pair is not going to be good by the river. Not that I'm beat now, but just this is not going to be good by the river. And that's what Joey says to us. So maybe we fold now, maybe we fold on the turn. We're thinking very serious about folding the turn. We see what develops. There are cards that can really help us. A 9 of hearts would not be bad, and a jack would be great. 5 of spades doesn't help us. Check, check. Oh, it checks through. Oh, okay. Fuck you, Joey. They get to the river. The flush comes in. This guy bets out 300 with this.
Right.
So the question is anyone calling? Yes or no? If the answer is yes to anyone, just say yes or type yes in the chat.
So the
I'm
thing
too
is-
embarrassed to say it out loud, so I typed it in chat.
I type in the chat.
Larry.
Larry says it might be a fucking call like this. Okay.
I think
Good.
I'm calling here because you have the jack of hearts.
All right. Here we go. So those of you who said someone was calling were right. Someone called.
Mhm.
Someone is a fucking idiot.
Oh, God.
Lost. Yeah.
I just want to point out this is a terrible call, and I should have
Yeah.
known. And misery and my little jack of hearts story I told myself because Andy is the hero. What happens when that happens? You
Oh,
stupid fucking shit. Now, at least it gets easy when
Now
he
you got
calls.
balls.
And now it's like, why? Where's the $300? I don't like $300. You know what you can buy for $300? You can buy a really, really nice sushi meal for 4 people, 5 people, sometimes 6.
You
Well, not
can
five.
steak and a hooker for $300.
75% of a month of GTO Wizard.
Exactly. 75% of a month of GTO Wizard. And
Ace
of
king.
course, those are the hands.
Yeah, with the
Ah.
nine.
Now,
Joey,
Joey,
shout out.
now, Derek is gone. He had to go.
Derek's here.
Oh, Derek is
Derek's
here.
here.
Good. I can see there. So, Derek, you wanted to know why we're not raising the flop? You want to know why we're considering calling? This is Joey. All right. This is what Joey said you were up against. You were up
Yeah.
against a better draw and a better made hand.
Yeah.
And realistically, a lot of times on that river, even if player 7 just flats the river, which obviously he's not there with the nuts, but
Right.
there's a lot of sets that are flatting there either anyways. I mean, it's never even a
See?
situation where,
Hmm.
oh, in position player called, I might be good. You're cooked.
No, if he overcalls, I'm dead. All right. And speaking, Andy, for the race car sound, if we remember when we're done, I'll show you a race car driving out of frame and tell you how hard it was to make for my real job. So remind me of race car at the end of the thing after we're done with the session. Okay. So,
All right.
yeah. So people, Joey and Andy, you have two people screaming in your head here. Now, boy, I wish I had 4-bet for pre.
4-bet pre, and you take down that pot with
I
no
know.
flop, no drop.
Yeah, I think the twos fold. If the ace 10 sees the flop, I'm dead. The ace 10, I lose this hand if ace 10 gets to see the flop. He's never folding top pair and the flush draw, and I lose. And if I 4-bet the pot, I lose more money because I'm going to be all in.
True.
Right. But
Yeah. So that's a good indication. So this player is probably, like you said, seemed pretty decent.
Yeah.
And because he was decent, that kind of pushes me into more of a 4-betting camp than it does versus some unknown or somebody that's not good.
That is true. He has got a properly polarized 3-bet range that has 3-bet folds.
yep, there you go. All right. So Mike gets listed in the Joey and Andy category for that. And Larry is sitting here with Scotty.
I am in multi-way jail.
Larry and Scott. Who else is here? I think I saw one other one. Derek is folding. That's good. Larry, I think it was
Leak.
just you and me, Larry. We're the only ones.
We're in
It's
multi-way
probably a
jail.
huge leak of mine, but multi-way post flop, turn river, I tend to play a lot more passively and a lot tighter.
Yeah, that's the right way to play.
Doesn't sound
I
like
will
I'm
say the one thing we could take away from this hand is
$300 less.
yes,
away from this.
is the value of the 4-bet heads up.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you still, I mean, if one of these, you're definitely getting rid of the twos.
Yeah.
Then the ace 10, probably, if he doesn't know you, overly respects your 4-bet from early position. And
Let's take-
I think the answer here is that we do have to expand down to jack. I mean, one hand, not a big enough sample size, blah, blah, blah. But I think this is really a situation where we learned to 4-bet.
Right. And just for fun.
Answer here is that fuck pocket jacks.
Yeah, there's
And there
that.
is always that point. Yeah,
Always
yeah.
that too. But there's here where we are on. Oh, we want to be here. So we're on this poker replayer. So our position is we are low jack -1 and high jack. So we can't put the other guy in there, but we can just take a quick look.
Yeah, it's
You
not
might
gonna
get this
it's not gonna
on.
it's not gonna 4-bet very often. But when you have that
It's
dead
not.
money, when you have
No,
the
I wanna
dead
look at
money
his
from the other
response.
guy who overcalled, then I think you start to get
No,
a
I'm
much
with you on
4-bet
that.
opportunity.
No, I'm with you on that. We don't have, oh my gosh, are they giving him a call? No, right. So I'm going to here. And here you see jacks have very few 4-bets. And I knew this range, by the way. I was comfortable with this. I was deciding my adjustment, but when jacks make the 24, here's the bad news. Against the
Wow.
solver, the ace 10 sees the flop and you're dead anyway. The twos fold. And so you're not dead on the flop, but you're dead by the river because it
What
just,
if
Yeah, but I bet that guy,
Extrapolate.
like Larry said, he doesn't know you and probably can overfold to your 4-bet.
that's true. That could be
I
good.
think
Right,
it's
but
just,
we have
I
to
think,
think-
yeah, if he doesn't, I think he respects it.
Multi-way changes a little bit because he's also going to be thinking what likes to cold call 3-bets is small medium pocket pairs and suited aces.
Right.
So when you start thinking about that, multi-way, he's saying, I mean, the big player in the big blind, the flat call, the cold caller is you got to think with ace 10 suited, he's going to be taking some of your outs, not to mention middle kind of stuck in the middle. Personally, I'm going to size up on a 4-bet there.
Yeah.
I'm not going with a normal 4-betting sizing. He made it 90. I'm probably 4-betting to 450.
Yeah, I agree. And also I'm doing it with jack. And also I'm doing it with jacks differently than I'm doing with aces, which is unbalanced, but it is what I'm doing. Yeah, so the jacks are going bigger there too. This hand is over, people. My jam. But yeah, we're going bigger. And with that other 90, actually, let's just before we go on, let's look at that. All right, when I 4-bet here, assuming that these are the right stacks. They might not have been, because these are the standard stacks. When I'm here, pre-flop, he goes 90. I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna do an out of position size against this guy. So I'm gonna go 360 plus 90. I'm gonna go 450. 450 is close enough to 1465. I'm probably not jamming. I'm going 400, and if he jams, I'm folding. That's what I'm doing. 450. I'm going 400, 450, not 500. And if he jams on my 450 or 400, yeah, that's what. And I'm gonna. If I think far enough in advance, I'm gonna say, because I'm going to fold to a jam, I'm gonna do it closer. Because I can't go 500 because then I won't fold to a jam. So I think I'm gonna size my 450 down to 400. And now he's faced with 400 with ace 10 suited, and he's gonna do a lot of folding.
I think at 450 you're going to get a lot of folds there,
Mhm.
and then you're going in, and I mean this just would have been one of those
Yep.
wah situations when even if he calls, me personally, I'm just jamming that flop, and a lot of his range just folds.
So this
you're-
is
But-
not the same, but if we had a call if we opened a UTG, middle position called, and then we had a squeeze from button, this is what
Yeah.
we're doing. Yeah, this is chippy V, I think, probably. No,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, chippy V.
Chippy V. Yeah.
So jacks are very polarizing.
Yeah, they do some folding. Yeah, because this guy is squeezing over two players, like that.
Yeah, it's a little different.
And he's
No, it's a lot different, but guys kind of tell us where we are there.
okay.
I thought we wouldn't have any
Bring up
flats.
UTG. Make the let's do this. Put same thing. Go UTG plus one. Let me give you this. Well, actually, no, I'll do it. I got peak. So
Okay.
let me go to peak here. I'll do the exact same thing.
And it's a small 3-bet. That's not like
Yeah.
90 over your 35.
No.
If he goes 120, which in this, like if you're looking at that sim Larry had,
Yeah.
his squeeze is 4x, so it's a bigger relative size.
So we do this. We get let's do the latest call because we want it to be the weakest range possible. And he's in position against us, right? So that matters there. Call. He goes to 12 over that, and it's back on us in UTG plus one. Here's
Yeah,
our jack.
it's such a cuspy hand.
Yeah, so it's less than you said because you put me in under the gun and not under the gun plus one, which is where I actually am. I'm low jack minus one.
Yeah.
And then we give this guy sort of a later call because it was so fishy. We want to defishify, we want to make it as fishy as possible, his range. And now jacks do some calling. So like that. And they do a little bit of four betting. And the four bet is to 28, which is
Like
300 bucks.
2.3.
right. So in this world, this is three times the big blind. So this is 28 big blinds. The big blind in this thing is, so this is only $280, not 400.
So if you had something call,
Yeah.
or you had the small blind call that 12.
So if I go to 280, if I go to 280 here, which is weird with this, now the cutoff folds his deuces. And the button may or may not stick around with his ace 10 at this sizing. Okay.
So can we advocate in the future, if any of us are in this spot, which will happen? Can we advocate throwing jacks into a 4-bet range?
It all depends. Depends.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's the important thing. So I don't mean to dismiss you that way, which
Oh,
is yes,
sorry.
we can, and yes, we don't have to. The call is okay. The raise is okay. We don't know which is better against all ranges at all times.
Well, we certainly don't know.
Yeah, that's just what it is. This is the thing that's important to take away. That's what the mistake was.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The four bet might have worked out better. It might have worked out worse, but this
Yeah.
and
One pair by the river just ain't good enough.
right. And this here, this call here, this is the call that is not good, but it's only not good. This is the call that is fucking terrible. Here.
Yeah.
That, and most of you got that, and I didn't. This call is bad. This call is fucking terrible.
I tend to overcall. I mean, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, yeah. But you can see why that river call is bad in practice,
Yeah.
bad in that individual hand, but is also bad in theory. Is bad in the hands we're up against. Just everything about it. That guy was not overvaluing a 10 when the flush came in.
Yeah. It was a set. Yeah.
And then the other guy still behind. Ugh.
Mhm.
Ugh. All right.
Oh.
All right, here we go. A limp. Let us raise the limp, shall we?
Heroin.
Yeah, we had hero, we had heroin, we've had some my name has been changing.
Yes, let's
Also
I
had
said the
we've
limper.
also had hero with a G for the sandwich.
Let
All
me
right.
ask you another question.
Yes.
Live in this game, do you have overlimps?
Yes,
Okay, I'm
absolutely.
just curious if you had an overlimp, right? Okay.
I do. And it depends a lot on the guys behind. There were people who never raised on my left at some point in the day. And so the overlimp became safe. And then there were, times that there were the people who definitely did the squeezes and did them a lot. Now at this point, I'm going to tell you who the player is because now I know who it is. This call, I know who this call is. This call is this call is a player who knows something about poker and is not playing with what he knows. He is drunk. He is calling everything. He is laughing about it, and he has a friend at the table who's almost making fun of how bad he's playing, and he's saying you got to do it sometimes.
Are these guys that you play with a lot? I mean, do you see them
No,
often?
no, I've played with him before, but not a lot.
Okay.
Okay, and the dynamic of the game, if I remember correctly, as we do this, is going to be he's limping way too many hands, and his buddy is ISOing him and ISOing him small all the time.
Okay, another question for you here. Are you now saying, so you've got 2, 4, you got 5 callers.
Yes.
This is a pure set line situation, right?
You'd think.
I would think. Oh, hello. This is interesting.
Uh-oh.
I'm very happy here.
I know what your decision is here, but is player 9 does he fall into any of your decision making when you're sitting here right now with this last player to act?
You mean like checking?
In other words, is he going to just stab and?
No.
Okay, all right, then you got to bet.
Yeah, I'm betting. I'm
Okay.
betting. Let's bet
Oh, I
100.
bet a lot bigger here.
Okay. This is an easy one. This is a really easy one for me. You're betting bigger. It makes total sense. Got it. We're gonna, get it all in multi-way like this. It's not, it's a little bit of the 6-7, but mine's simple is this. Multi-way, first bet is small.
Oh, but we've made our hand.
Yep.
Let's bet 330 here.
Yep. Those are also, that is absolutely valid.
Why do you want to bet so small? Like, what's the thinking?
So the thinking is that when we're playing multi-way, first of all, there is nuts out here. There are 2 nuts that beat me. I'm not afraid of them, but they are out there. When you're playing multi-way, you rarely have the nuts. There are lots of people out there. There are a lot of times that you're going to want to bet. So your whole range, as taken as one, is interested in betting small. And when you get to the turn, if there's more than one or 2 people play, your hand needs to be now excellent to go on. So if you simplify that a whole bunch, you get the result that says you bet small on the flop and then you bet pot size on the turn. You bet huge on the turn because only the hands that are worth, because every hand that's worth betting the turn is worth betting big. Does that now that's saying I'm not making
That doesn't hold up, I think.
it doesn't maximize the value of each individual hand. It protects the ranges. That's where it comes from. So I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying
I don't think
where does it come from? That's
like-
where
like
it comes from.
I don't think the people that I play against think like that.
Exactly. That's why you don't.
So I don't think I need to protect my.
Right. That's why
my
you don't,
small bets.
right.
So I just like bet. I can bet 320, 330
Exactly.
here.
Yep. That's what you're saying the exact right thing. This is why you don't need to do this. I'm playing at a different stake with different players than you.
Oh,
They're not all
so you're
great.
saying they think about this shit?
Some of it.
Do you think? Okay. Do you
I'm
think
this guy.
the drunk guy on the button is thinking about this?
Nope. But I got three other people in the hand, and at least one of them is a better player than me.
So he might have a better hand than you. Is that what you're worried about?
Nope. I'm not playing this hand as its individual value.
You're betting this small to protect the times
His range at
you
this
have
value is what he's saying.
less value. Is that what
Right.
you're saying?
Right. So there are two huge things that you can choose to do in poker. I mean, there's a million things you can do, but two of the big things you can do is you can play your hand or you can play your range. There are
I'm
different reasons to do it. When you play your
yeah,
range, you're playing
yeah.
you're playing you're playing for balance that does this, right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
concluded fuck balance.
No, that's fine.
That's yeah.
Fuck balance is a perfectly reasonable thing to do, and at your stakes, it is the correct decision.
Yeah.
Okay. At my stakes, it is a mixed decision.
Okay.
And
Okay,
so
I understand why you're doing it now.
right. Yeah, that's what it is I am doing this because the more multi-way it goes and the more players who are who are better than me, the more I'm playing my ranges. And the more heads up it is, I can look at the individual player and say, is this one of Derek's opponents? Or is this one of Daniel Negreanu's opponents? It's rarely one of Daniel Negreanu's opponents. It's never
Okay,
Daniel.
yeah.
Negreanu. It's never Daniel.
Right.
But there was later in the session, I could look at the table and say, three players here are giving up all their money. They are terrible. And two of the players here are better than me. And I knew who they were.
It's really
That guy and that
important.
guy are better than me. These guys are worse than me. I can play at this table. And when two of the people who were worse than me left, I left the table.
That's what I have to do.
Okay. So
That is very important.
at this point, not the drunk guy, not this guy, but these other players here, at least one of them is better than me. And so I'm doing more fundamentally sound, non my hand going on. And also with these five players, I do not have the nuts. Just so you know, I have a great hand and I'm not afraid, and I'll get it all in on the flop here if I have to. And if I'm up against 6-7, I'm going to try to outdraw them. And if up against 9-9, I'm going to go broke. I'm not folding, but this isn't the nuts. All right. And that happens. Great. This is great. All right. Now, this is the point, Derek. Because he has to be strong here for this against this bet. My next bet is not 100 to try to keep him in. It's no little baby stuff.
It's 720.
Yeah, in this case it's 300.
Okay.
In this case it's 300 because 300 shapes the pot for an all-in on the river easy.
I'd bet a bit more.
That's fine. Yeah. 420,
'Cause
450 is good. 450, 400 are all good. You know,
Yeah.
he's calling wider than he theoretically should in this configuration with three players behind him. So I know that. I know that he's calling wider than he should call here. So his range is not as strong as it would normally be. That makes it trivial for me to bet 450. And I looked at it and I said, that puts 13 in the pot with 1,000 left. No problem. We're getting it all in. This is easy. So that was my thought process. Basically I'm going GO2 here. Everybody knows what GO2 is. If anybody doesn't know what 2-street GO is, say so and we'll talk about it. Otherwise we're going on.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You're the one, you know, it's geometric for 2 streets.
Oh, geometric. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The sizing that it can go bet jam.
That it can go bet jam where both are the same percentage of the pot. Here I am betting just under, right around 75%-ish pot, a little bit less than 75%.
Well, if he calls this, it'll be full pot.
Right. If he called, no, because if he calls, then then there's 1,300 in the pot and he's got 1,000 left.
No, it'll be 1028 in the pot. Because go back before you bet. It was
Oh, you're
pot
right.
was 428.
Oh, you're right. I'm wrong. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. It should have been bigger. Thank you.
That denotes once you make a bet, it instantly increases the total pot size instead of saying pot 428,
Yes,
total 728.
absolutely. You're right, I'm wrong.
Semantics.
400.
Right, and well, it's not just semantics, and with that in mind, I should have bet a little bigger.
Yeah, about 400.
I should have gone 3.
430.
Yeah, 350, 400, 430, right around there, right? But he just folds. Why do we care about this hand?
It was interesting on, well,
I do not know why this, what's important about this hand.
well, you want it.
But yeah, I did. Oh, no.
We had a
this is
good
what happened.
discussion about being exploitative
No,
and
no,
in
no, this is-
equilibrium.
No, this is completely different. This is a total live thing. I forgot to look at my notes. This is a huge fucking thing that happened. Okay. I flop the world. Here I am about to bet. I'm deciding on size, and player 9 puts in $100 before I bet.
Interesting.
I said the word bet. I said bet. He heard, or he either didn't hear me say bet, or he heard the bet and thought I said check. And the reason is I very often say bet or raise, and then I decide my size because I think about it. I said bet. He didn't hear me. He put in 100. What do I do? Do I keep my mouth shut, allow him to bet the 100 and see if the dealer or the tailor changes me and then check raise him and maybe I get a call behind? Or do I say, no, I said bet, but since he bet 100, I bet 10, making it clear that I didn't want to bet if I know he's doing 100 and Hollywood it. That was why this hand is here.
Willing to go broke versus 6-7?
I'm totally willing to go broke. That's not the point.
You let his 100 stand and let those guys call behind and you big check raising.
Right. So now is that ethical?
Is what ethical?
No.
Is letting them call the 100 so you can check raise ethical?
No, I've said bet.
He said bet, and the guy didn't hear him, and player 9 threw out a bet because he didn't hear our
Right.
hero say bet.
So
What
he
does the
played out
dealer
of
say?
turn.
So
What does the
essentially,
dealer say? What does the
yes,
dealer
If he plays fully out of turn, if I
Mhm.
just shut up and say nothing, and he just rushes and puts in the bet, I shut up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And somebody says, he didn't
I like
act, he didn't act yet, and I go, yeah, I didn't, but now I'm checking.
I would let the dealer control the game.
Okay, so I
Right.
should shut up here and see what the dealer does.
Yeah, the dealer should control the game.
Okay. Anybody else feel differently in terms of that's an angle or isn't an angle?
That's a tough one, man. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't think it's an angle. I mean, if I would look at the
People
dealer and be
at the-
like, I just let it stand. I say, you know what? It's okay.
shut up and let someone else object. And when someone else says he said bet, no, he said bet, then you play in. Okay,
No, I would acknowledge that I said bet. I would just say, but you know what? Let it stand, right? And then they can use that information for however they use it. And then I would pop them when it comes back around, and they can use that information however they want to use it.
good enough. So
Finding if you acknowledge you said bet, the dealer's going to make you bet.
Then
Now you can
I can bet 10.
bet out min.
Yeah, that's up to the dealer. Let the
Right,
dealer
okay.
control the game.
Okay, sounds good. I like that. Anybody disagree? Anybody think that because if I say nothing and the dealer doesn't even make me bet, I can check, right? So let's assume the dealer. Let's first assume that I say nothing and the dealer says nothing, and he bets 100, and I have said the word bet, and then I just shut up and wait to see what someone else does, like a scummy angle shooter that I am, and then whatever happens
There's
goes.
some ethical concerns
Lets me get
here.
away, and no one else.
So I think what I would do is I would voice not necessarily my displeasure, but I've done this before. If somebody moves in front, I just look at the deal and I say, you know what, it's okay. He bet, let it go. Right.
So I don't say that I said the words bet. I just say I hadn't acted yet. You know,
Let it go.
it was still on me. It was still on me, but I'm okay with it. But okay.
Yeah, let it go.
And then let someone else at the table say, no, you said bet.
Right.
You just wait. You said
Right.
bet.
It's not your job to control the game, man.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anyone who disagrees with that in terms of that? I just want to see, and I'm fine with this. Where I don't lie, but I don't clarify. Does anybody think that that's a bad idea?
Yeah, it's an ethically murky area, and I don't know what the right answer is.
Okay, so
I agree with Larry. I think it is ethically murky. And I think if this is players you play against frequent, especially regularly or frequently, then for sure, you have to, because you said bet, you have to honor that.
Yes.
If there's, you're playing out of state, you're never gonna see these people again, then I don't know, maybe we want to stay in the ethical gray area, but
I
I
mean,
mean you did.
Andy's got a very good point about. I think this is your home casino. I think that you do play it pretty. You play it straight in your home
Okay.
casino.
Right. So when you say,
And Scotty, you play a lot of live, and you often have some good ways to deal with dealers. Like if you were to just say, and like A plus was saying, you just let the dealer do his thing. If you were to just, if everything happened as you said, right? You said bet, and then the guy puts out his money, and nobody has said anything. Is the right thing to do to go to the dealer, like look at the dealer and just say these words, what's the action? And then the dealer can say, well, you said bet.
Yep.
Or he can say, have you acted if he didn't realize it? Is that fine? If you just ask the dealer, what's the action?
Yeah, it's like saying, I'm fine either way. What is your decision? What's your decision, dealer? What are you going to do? And the dealer decides what they're going to do. And then you play after that.
Okay, I like that a lot. Now I'll answer a couple of questions there. This is my regular game, and there are people at this table who I play with regularly, not everyone.
Then I think you shoot it straight.
Right. That's one thing. Now here's the next thing, which is that ethics are more important to me than money.
Then you definitely shoot it straight.
Because I have a lot of money and I don't have a lot of ethics. So, okay, so there. Now, and because that's where this came in. So I am perfectly fine with saying, when he bets, saying, hold on, what's the action here? And letting the dealer say, you said bet, or letting someone else at the table say, I said bet, or someone say, I don't know what happened. And then if somebody says to me, what happened? I think that I have to say, I said the word bet. I was way.
Yeah, then you're being honest. Nobody said you
I think I need to be honest, but I don't think I need to jump in.
Right.
But I also, because I think it's unethical for me to say nothing. Okay, good. Now here's the next step with this. So what happened was I said, he bet 100 and I said, it's on me. And I said bet. So that's what I did.
Yeah, you can do that.
He took back his 100. And then I thought to myself, should I bet 10 here, super Hollywood exploitatively, to make him bet the 100? Or am I, in some sense, honor bound to make the bet I was going to make? And
that's a very interesting question.
And that was what I decided, and this is why I brought it to you guys, was the second half, was I said bet. I hadn't decided, I said bet. I was deciding the size. He put out the 100. So,
and can I ask you just a question here, just a technical question?
Yeah.
In your casino at Lucky Chances, he's allowed to pull a bet back over the line after he puts it over the line.
Yeah, this is all fucked up.
You got a turn.
Weird. When it's out of turn, I mean, it's like he probably has to call my 100 because he put 100 in.
Yeah. So
200.
Oftentimes here, if you put a bet over the line, it's staying.
Yeah.
See, this is why you let the dealer handle it.
Yeah.
This is why, and also you have to think you might be getting angled by somebody doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So you speaking up, that's an angle. You speaking up and saying blah blah blah, but and I was going to do no, dealer. What's the action?
Yeah, I totally.
What is the action?
That is the total right thing to do. It's the right thing in poker. It's the right thing. It's the exploitatively. It's the scummy right thing. It's the honorable right thing. That's the right thing to do. Having done that, if I say the words, what's the action? And the dealer either says, you said bet, and he bet out of turn. Or the dealer said, I thought you said check. If the dealer says, I thought you said check, I think that honestly,
I'm not going to argue about it because it's going to piss me off.
Right.
While I'm in the hand, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking my hand up.
Yeah.
And now I'm being angled. And I'm not doing that. right? So dealer, what's the fucking action?
Right.
Call the floor.
Right.
'Cause this
So,
is
so
stupid.
no, let me, I'm going down your road. I totally agree with you. That's the right thing. So I say the words to the dealer, what's the action? And the dealer is going to answer one of two things. The dealer is going to say, you checked and he bet. You said check and he bet.
Okay.
Or the dealer is going to say, you said bet, but before you made the size, he said he bet out 100. Or the dealer's going to say, he bet 100. What was your intent? Had you already checked? We didn't see it. So the dealer's going to say one of those three things.
Mhm.
And I want to know what is, Adrian, what is your response to each of those? So the first one is the dealer says, you said check and he bet. The dealer
I'm
should say,
so I'm going to suck it up. I'm either going to say call the floor so I can talk to the floor manager about you not doing your fucking job.
right. So I call the floor. What do
Now
I
I'm
say?
pissed. Now I'm pissed, right?
Call the floor. What do I say to the floor? Do I say to the floor, I said the word bet, but the dealer
I'll
heard?
say to the floor, your dealer is not paying attention.
Okay.
Your dealer is not controlling the game.
Okay.
There's $1,000 on the table, and the dealer doesn't even know who said better call, better check.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on?
So once,
I'm out of sorts right now. I
right. So
wouldn't be
once you
happy.
get your answer,
I've gone down this path with these. They're going to side with the dealer no matter what, right?
Right.
I'm not going to take your side. They're going to
Right.
side with the dealer.
Well,
At that point, I'm going to say, make a ruling, and I will go with what your ruling is. But you've heard my concerns.
okay,
And
good
I'll
enough.
play it from there.
Good enough. Okay.
I
Anybody
agree
else
with that.
before we go on to the
I
next?
agree with that 100%. If the dealer thinks that you said check, then it's a check. If the foreman rules something, we all agree that the foreman's always right.
Right.
That's the way the casino is.
Right. So, but here's
I
the
agree
question.
with him.
But here's the question I'm asking
But
both of you.
here's the thing that I think.
Yes.
No matter what, I want to always choose the moral high ground.
Okay.
No
So,
matter what, I want it to be. When I play, I want it to be unquestioned that I'm doing the morally right thing.
okay. So here's my question.
Because the money always means fuck all to me.
So here's my question then to both of you, which is when either the dealer asks me or the floorman asks me in this scenario, one of them is going to say to me, what did you say check or did you say bet?
I will say I said bet.
Good. Okay. Got it there. Fine.
I will always say that.
Right. Okay.
I'll never lie.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
but you know that it doesn't make a difference. You're going to say that
yeah,
you
that's
said
fine.
bet, right?
And
But it's
he
not
said,
going to
Yeah.
matter.
right. And the dealer says, well, he heard check, and so we're going to play it from
And
that.
it's a check, right?
If the
It's not
dealer
doesn't
heard
matter.
check, then
Right.
it's
Okay.
a check.
Good. Okay. Got it.
If the
Now,
dealer thinks that you're checking, you're checking.
right.
Right.
You got it. I agree. We're
End
going
of
to
story.
Gotcha. I agree. Now we're going to
No
move.
complaints.
Got it. We're now going to move on.
Can I
Which
ask
is-
you another question? Not just because I'm curious about how you conduct your bet. So you say essentially you say bet, and then you take whatever it is, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and then you put chips out.
No, I say the number before I put the chips out.
Okay, so
Good. But I
so
always
here did you say bet 100?
no. I do this. I say it comes on me. I almost always say, I don't say check. I tap the table like a normal person. When I'm going to bet, I say bet, and then I look around the table and I count the pot to make sure I've got it right. I take a second, and then I go 140, and then I put out my chips so that I always put out the right amount. I don't count them in my stack and then put them out. I almost always do this because it is how I think and like that. I'm not hiding anything with this.
Got it.
Um,
Because the way that I often see it done is that if someone's gonna bet, they just say the amount and put it out.
yeah, they do. And it's only because my decisions are in the order of, am I checking, betting, or raising? I'm betting. Okay, now how much? And
Okay,
so,
got it.
and so I don't, so that people know, it's on me. Don't, I'm going to bet. And then I wait. And the third thing that happened at this that I learned was that some people, when I say the words bet, hear the word check or call. And also, no, when I say bet, they hear check. And when I say fold, they hear call. I've said fold. And someone said he called. I go, no, I didn't. I said fold. And somebody else said, I heard call. And it's like, And, and they didn't make me call, but that has happened.
Oh, okay.
So I need to speak more clearly that way. Let me make sure that this is not Katrina. Is it? Hold on. So anyway, okay. So we've moved on from this. My other question is this. When the dealer, so once we've established that I said the word bet, either because they've asked me or I asked the dealer, what is the action? He said the action's on you. He acted out of turn. Okay. But not, if they just say he acted out of turn and there's nothing else and no one asks me, did you say check or bet? They say he acted out of turn. I'm allowed to say, okay, okay, I'm fine. Let the bet stand. If someone asks me, did you say bet, or someone points it out, then I have to say that I said bet if they ask me. And I probably should say bet even if they say he acted out of turn, the action's still on you. And if anyone, I probably should say, well, I said bet. I did say that I was going to bet. Now, here's my last question is this. Would you, knowing that this guy wants to bet 100, only bet 10 into his mistake? As if you're saying, well, I have to bet something. And now that I know you're betting 100, I don't want to put any money out. So I'm just going to bet 10 so I can fold.
Yeah, that's angly.
Literally say to the dealer, okay, I said bet, but he put out 100. When they I said bet, I say, how much do I have to, am I allowed to bet? What's the minimum I'm allowed to bet now? And they say 10. And I go, okay, 10.
Either way, you're getting angled, man. Either way, you're the one getting angled here now.
No, now I'm angling. When
either you angle or you're getting angled, because you're giving away information to all of these people, depending on what you do.
Right.
Scotty's talking about taking a pure angle, where he is saying essentially, he's saying, we see what he's saying. He's talking about turning this into an angle opportunity.
Now, if I do this, I am totally angle shooting now.
This is an angle opportunity, and he's saying, do I take this angle opportunity?
Right.
Yeah, that's the advanced class for me, and I don't know about it.
Yeah, because
I'd say never.
Okay.
Never
betting the 10 is, it's a little bit of a gamble, because once your action changes what his action was bet. Once you bet, it changes his action. So he now has the option to pull his 100 back and fold.
Right.
I don't know
or
if he,
call or raise.
His bet is binding.
No, it's not. Because my action is in front of it. He may not
play. So the rule is, if you accidentally play out of turn, and let's say it's not angly, it's just pure accidental. You play out of turn, the dealer corrects it, says, no, sir, action is back here. Your bet stands if everybody checks to you.
Right.
But if somebody was planning on betting and they bet anyways, that changes the action as how it would have gotten to you. Therefore, your action is null and void. So it's like you never made the mistake.
Okay, got it. I think you're right. I think I stand corrected. You're right.
I think in order to protect yourself strategically, you should check and allow his bet to stand.
Right. So if I don't think the following is an angle, and I'm fine with it. If I had said nothing, had waited, was going to bet, he bets out of turn, and they said, hold on, he didn't act yet, I would have said, I check and let him bet. But it's because I said the word bet out loud that I felt that I had some ethical responsibility in the hand to be honest about that.
I would simply, in order to protect yourself strategically and not give up information about your hand, I think you just have to allow his bet to stand.
Okay, great. Now, and we're going to move on now. This is why I put this whole thing. This is why this was in the chat. And that's why I bet 100. And this was the weirdest thing, was 100 wasn't the right size, but I both thought, if he's going to bet 100 and I say, no, it's my turn, I'm betting the pot. I'm betting that it's like, I'm just screaming of my strength. I know you wanted to bet 100 and I'm going to bet 200. So that's why I didn't bet 120 or 140. That's what made the size. I didn't bet 10 because I thought 10 was an angle. And I said out loud, I said, I kind of thought to myself, no, I said bet. So since he bet 100, let's go with that. It's 100. And he called and everyone else folded.
I gotta say, Mike must be very, very happy right now that he does not play live poker. He is going off mute and he's like, I do not have to listen to any of this. This
All right.
this doesn't
No,
matter to me.
this is
All right, I'm moving
fascinating, actually.
This is
Right.
the stuff that you run into this stuff, man.
Yeah.
This would piss me off so bad. It would piss me off. I would be so upset. I'd probably have to
The
walk
very-
away for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, the very few times that I have played live, all this stuff happens all the time, it seems like.
It
Yeah.
does happen all the time.
Frequently.
Okay, back to poker.
I'd like to
the-
say your job is to create a fun, relaxed atmosphere for bad players to lose their money in. You're not doing your job if you're playing angles.
Okay, so this is a dead 20, I think.
So then there, from that perspective, you should just say, you know what? It's cool.
Yeah.
Let his bet stand. His
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
bet 100.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Like your
Let his-
job, you are the casino. You're there to make, you're there to celebrate when the bad players win.
Yep.
You're there to give them a fun atmosphere for them to lose their money in.
Right. You say,
You're-
let it stand.
It should, the farthest thing from your mind should be to have any whiff of an angle coming from you.
Gotcha. All right.
And
So,
I don't think saying, it's the last thing I'm gonna say. I don't think saying, all right, you know what? He act whatever, let that stand. Cool.
Mhm.
We're,
Yep.
we're all friends here. His bet stands. And when it comes around to me, I fucking raise. Now,
Yeah. You make it 380
oh yeah,
now. I raise the 380. And you
Yep.
when
say,
it comes around to
clearly,
you.
you bet. Now, sir, you bet. I know you're drunk. I'm raising the 380. Your
Yep.
turn.
okay. So this is a dead 20. So this is a straddle, but he's not allowed to re-raise. This
Got
this
it.
is one of the worst things in poker, but remember, people are drinking. Pocket kings, we raise it to 60, get a bunch of calls,
Oh God.
we get a 240 here.
Oh yes.
Okay, this is great. This is great.
Is
We are.
this the same session?
This is the same session.
So
So
that
by
seat
the way,
would be drunk guy, right?
No, a drunk guy is player 9.
so
I
just
thought the last hand we were one over.
Was it
though.
him? Okay, then I may not be getting in the right. This may move it around a little bit. So yeah, then maybe this is drunk guy. Let me see. Do I know? Let's see. No, we don't. I don't remember if it is, but let's assume he's drunk guy, and we're perfectly happy to. We're ecstatic right now. We
Can I
are.
ask you a quick question, Scotty? I know we're getting late. Quick question. So you said one of the worst things in poker. You're talking about the restraddle, right? Which is strategically stupid and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So the straddle is a bad idea, but there are good things about it. But the dead straddle is the worst thing.
Now, are you calling? I've never heard the term dead straddle.
So normally a straddle has the right to raise if it gets limped to him, right?
Ah, yes,
A
yes.
live straddle. In this
So,
game, there is a
It's called
live
a blind raise.
Right. So what he's done is he is not straddled. He is blind raising to 20, and if everybody else calls, he cannot re-raise. Even though
Oh, he blind raises. He didn't restraddle.
right. It's
Got
called
it.
a dead straddle or a blind raise, and that's what he did.
Got it. Okay,
And
thank you, sir.
It's strategically even worse than straddling.
Yes, they both suck, but yeah, that really sucked. Got it.
Okay. So he goes 240. Great. He goes 800.
Oh God.
What do you do?
Well, do we know anything about the player in the blind?
Yep.
do
He's
we
not
know?
an idiot. He's not drunk. He's not one of the drunk players.
I mean,
He looked at his hand. He looked at the other card. He's paused. He went 800.
What about the guy that raised? Is the guy that raised the 240 a dummy?
He could, he might be the drunk guy, or he might be a perfectly reasonable player. I don't remember which guy he was in this.
So
This guy is
here, I
absolutely
guess
not drunk.
we have to think if Mr. 3-bet to 240, if we know he's the drunk guy and we know Mr. Big Blind is a smart thinking, competent player, he could also, I mean, he might open that 4-betting range a little bit, knowing that the drunk guy and just trying to isolate, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think unfortunately it just sucks I mean, maybe just my fishy tendencies. I'm ripping it in here, and if I'm up against aces, I'm up against aces. Call for chips.
All right, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't. You got a king.
Oh my God, you got
No,
Connor
they-
Oh,
pitted.
dirty.
Oh, by the way,
on the board.
no, I put this board on just to amuse you guys.
Oh, you bastard.
No, the board was whatever the fuck the board was. I put that up as a joke. But isn't that awesome?
So the question comes, so this is an important question to me. Cause I've made big laydowns when I see people very excited and that guy's got fucking aces. I'm throwing my ace suited them up.
I did not snap raise. I did not snap call. I snapped thought.
Yeah, so there are situations where we can get rid of, I mean, we know in theory we never are folding kings here because he's got bluffs. Well, we know that this is not theory, this is live poker.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the important question for me here is if we ever do get to a fold, and if we do get to a fold, how do we get there? Or do we never fold?
Right. Yeah, and my thought was that while this guy might want to re-ISO at times, he's not going to do it when it's out of position. He's not going to do it in the inflated hand. Remember, everything is inflated here.
Yeah.
And that was the thing when I was thinking going, he has $5 in the pot. Is this the time to make an $800 move with, yes, all this dead money, but this is uncapped, and you're out of position for it
Yeah.
in a pot that is bigger than every pot that's going on.
And you put in half your stat.
Right. Yeah, and you didn't even jam.
Yeah.
And I thought for a while and I went, I don't fold aces or kings. It is or it isn't. Right. And so I don't know that I shouldn't have done this, but it was.
Well, I don't think I am, but I am very curious if there's situations in live poker. I mean, you never are folding this online because people play much more theoretically, and he's going to have some bluffs. But live poker does allow us to maybe get to a place where we make the biggest laydown in poker free.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm just and then we'll end on this hand because this was the end of the night with these guys, and then we have another day for you later.
Okay.
And this is just to show you when I said they were drinking, how drunk it got. Which is let's go back here. Yeah. So here's the dealer. So this is small blind, big blind, dead 20. This may be in the wrong order, but this is dead 20, dead 40, dead 80.
What?
So are you not allowed to restrat on this game?
Can't restraddle.
The only thing you can do is blind raise.
So this guy, I think what happened was this guy said, this is one of the drunk guys. This guy says, if you go blind 40, I'll go blind 80.
Wow.
So this guy raises with, okay, let's.
Gonna lose. Queens are gonna lose.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah, so here we go. So blind, fold, raise to 240. Great. Re-raise to 800. Fours.
You won't actually hate that.
Right. And in this situation, which is slightly different than the other one, where you could see more bluffs here. He's not going to be out of position with it and things like that. But anyway, he does this. Of course, these guys fold. This guy goes all in. Did I do that right? I think I may have the wrong
all in too.
Yeah, I think I may have the wrong all in. I think I think I did the wrong all in. I think what happened. No, but maybe it was this guy because I'm almost positive the deuce 5 called the all in.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think I think I entered this wrong. I think the dead guy, the 2-5 goes, you want action? And somebody said yes. He goes, okay, then I'm all in. That's how drunk it got.
Was this the same day as the Kings versus Aces hand?
Yes, yes.
Well, then your call with Kings is your shove with Kings is fucking
Right.
great.
But I wasn't against this guy or I wasn't against this guy or this guy.
Yeah.
Different guy. It was
I
enough
know we got to go, but I would like to save for another day a conversation about in what situations, if ever, do we fold kings and what gets us to there. But we'll talk about that next time.
Can we
OMC
throw up a,
5 bets on OMC 5 bets?
Yeah, they're in it. They're there.
Do you ever see OMC 5 bet without aces?
Uh,
No.
well, I'm the OMC, so no.
No. There's yep.
could always
Okay.
look at your database.
These are my other this is my stuff for next week. Okay.
And Derek, I got to ask you, have you folded kings pre?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I have something to learn because I don't know how to do that yet because my head's probably 2 up 3's ass. So I probably need to work on that. That's why I was asking the question.
I wouldn't like snap fold kings to an OMC.
But also
I'd
we're
have to
not
think
talking
about
about we're not talking to a 3-bet. We're talking to the 5-bet.
5 bet.
Yeah. Well, let's talk
But
about that next time.
Here's one of the other things that goes
Because
on.
as